I just talked for about 5 minutes and not a word you guys heard. I forgot to turn my microphone on. Can you hear me now? Oh man, always something. Let me know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Hmm. Can you hear me now? Ah, okay. Hey, Third Eye View, how you doing? Can you hear me now? I can't believe I did that. Of course, it isn't the first time I've done it, and it won't
Good.
be the last.
Good morning, man. That was some of the best 5 minutes of YouTube that I ever heard.
Yeah, yeah. 5 minutes of no Rodney's voice.
I'm telling you, man. I'm like, I had it on. I was like, well, Rodney's on, but nothing's coming out. I said, well, I must have my speakers turned off. And then, yeah, well, hey, it's early.
Nah, I had everything all set up early except for one thing. This microphone.
It's kind of like when you bring that drone out and you get them shots and you realize you didn't hit that damn record button,
Yeah, that too.
So it happens. How you doing? How you doing, Rodney?
Let me say hello to everybody again. Everybody, sorry about that. I was calling out people: Johnny Joan Flyer, Joe Blaylock, Third Eye View, TJ Drones, and more. Ollie is out there. Yellow Rose Drones, good morning. I'll be droned. Dan, good morning. Tim Jackson, good morning. Mela, good morning. Did I say TJ Drones? I think I did. Anyway, good morning, TJ. If I didn't, hear you all the way on the West Coast. Joe Blaylock joined the Sunrise chat, and he doesn't always come in there, but I guess he was having a bad night and wasn't able to sleep. So he's been in both of the Sunrises today. So do appreciate that, Joe. Mika Steve, good day, my friend. Oh my goodness, it's Peter Carroll. Good morning, there, Peter.
Morning, Rodney.
How you doing this morning?
Morning, Johnny. Yeah, doing good, thank you. Yeah.
Brad Alston, good morning. Yellow Rose Drones, good morning.
I'm just having some coffee and chilling out here.
Michael Blades.
Got a good crew in here early this morning.
Yeah, we do. Brad Austin has got some storms going around. According to my weather app, it's supposed to be raining, but it's not here. But and that's okay.
Yeah, they can be wrong. They can be wrong about rain.
They can be wrong. I don't mind it being wrong.
Man, you're not lying. We've had so much rain. I'll tell you, it's they can definitely be wrong.
Yeah.
We've had fairly good weather here for the last week, thankfully.
There he is.
Oh, hey, Dennis.
Howdy.
The birthday boy a week later.
That's right. I'm older plus 7.
Just think that you that much smarter.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you 1 week, you know how to turn your mic on. Look, 1 week later.
Yeah. I didn't know. Did I forget to turn my mic on before?
No, Rodney forgot to turn his on this
morning. He's rubbing it in my face right now, Dennis.
I see. See, I'm late, so I miss all this stuff.
Yeah, I talked for 5 minutes.
Oh, no
microphone.
Oh no.
You should have heard the nasty things they were saying.
You should have heard the nasty things you were saying.
It's kind of like when your cell phone disconnects. You don't realize you're just talking, and then you realize nobody's on the other end.
I've done that before too. Good morning, Susan Lee, Welsh Rob. Good morning. Hey,
Well,
hey,
Schrob, can
I'll
I
be
do
back,
something,
guys.
Rodney?
Yeah, you
Rodney?
should be a professional at this now, Rodney. You shouldn't do those sort of things.
Oh, Dennis. I can't do it. See, I'm working on it. Well, Schrob.
Good morning again, Tony. Tropic USA.
Oh well, so much for that. I'm working on it.
Well,
Who knows what that is? I hope.
Dennis,
Yes, sir.
probably isn't too much news to you, but for Peter and Johnny Jones Flyer, I am about ready to pull the trigger on that iMac Pro.
Well,
Cool.
So,
MacBook Pro, right?
MacBook Pro, yeah. What did I say? iMac?
Yeah, I have the little MacBook Air, Dennis, with the M1 that I do my show on and stuff and all. I tell you what, it's nice, and I'm sure the Pro would be even. I haven't had. I tell you what, I used to have a little streaming problem, and when I try to show banners or show videos, I'd lock up. I had a MacBook, but it was older. But man, this thing is incredible,
So this MacBook Air that runs on Mac OS.
Yeah.
Can do all the
yeah.
stuff basically that MacBook does, but not quite as powerful. Is that right?
Well, it's the M1. The new M1 chip is very powerful and very fast.
But isn't the M1 just a graphics chip? Doesn't it have a different?
It's a combined CPU and graphics chip. Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
both,
what makes the Air less than a MacBook Pro?
I think it's the memory and the what else would it be?
Disk, maybe.
It's a yeah.
well, you can spec both of them up to with the same chip, same memory, and all that sort of stuff. I think the Pro, I think's got better speakers on it, and I think it's also got what they call a touch bar at the bottom of the screen where it sort of lights up.
Yes, it's not a big difference in money,
depending on what program you're in and that sort of stuff. So
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's nice computer. I mean, it's it's definitely. I know I have a 2017 MacBook Air, and now and then when I would show a video, it seemed like when I try to go back StreamYard, it would kind of lock up a little bit and stuff. But man, I just haven't had that problem. And when you're trying to stream or do stuff, it is aggravating when it starts locking up. For StreamYard, it keeps going, but even though it'll kick the host off.
Yeah.
But
well, I have this habit, which kind of frustrates my wife.
Rodney, you'll be happy with it. Like what? Well, you can't really see. I have a 27-inch screen right up here to my left that I hooked to it, so you can kind of get the screen size and.
Yeah. Hey, Dennis, go ahead.
No, I have this habit of buying the best when I want to buy something. So which, like I said, frustrates my wife sometimes. But then she, but so I'm kind of. I don't want to spend $3,000 or whatever it is on a computer and then find out, because I'm a Windows guy, right? Find out that I just can't get used to the other. So that's my big drawback.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, but we're both technical people, you and I, Rodney. So I have a feeling it wouldn't really be a challenge. It's just overcoming the habit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have any problem.
I am looking at looking for something a regular PC type laptop that runs the i9 or the it's an AMD Ryzen 9. So if I can find something like that, I may just stick with Windows. But right now I'm kind of torn. I know there's a lot of, there's people in the chats making like Rodney there, he says his major security flaw, but actually so does Microsoft Windows. Every release of Microsoft Windows that's what keeps the virus manufacturers in business, I guess. But.
Yeah, another good thing with those MacBooks too is that, especially with this M1 chip, is that they run very cool. You won't get any fan noise out of them.
Oh, nice. I meant to say antivirus. The virus manufacturers are what make the antivirus manufacturers stay busy. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of, I've done some small amount of research. I'm not ready to buy by any means, but I've done some research, and the MacBook Pro really looks interesting.
Yeah.
So since you seem to be familiar with it, Peter, between the 13 and the 15, is it 13 and 15? Between the smaller one and the larger one, is the only difference the screen size?
At the moment, that new M1 chip is only available in the 13-inch screen size. They haven't released it in the bigger screen size yet.
Oh, is that right?
That may happen a bit later on this year or maybe next year, but no, at the moment it's only in the 13-inch, and they've also released it in the Mac Mini, which is just like a little desktop one that you have to add everything onto, and also in the 24-inch desktop version. That's all they've released that latest chip in so far.
It's in the Mini, you said?
Yeah, Mac Mini. It's like
I know what it is.
Yeah, the little tiny ones, just with no screen or anything like it. You just got to buy your own screen and keyboard and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Good morning, Fly Guy Merrill. How you doing today?
Hi, Fly Guy Merrill. 399.9. Ah, he's staying under 400.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Hi to everyone in chat.
Dennis,
Sir.
I put coffee in this thing.
I put coffee in this thing
at 3:30 this morning.
Yeah.
And it's still hot.
Cool.
I learned the trick though.
Hot.
The trick is to put hot tap water in it before you put your coffee in it. So I put some hot tap water in it and let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then after my coffee was made, I poured it in there, and it stayed hot the whole time. So yeah, I really like that. Thank you.
It has to be acclimated. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. We have this one.
Do you like the way I changed the subject?
I do.
Just to answer TJ Drones there, I'm neither rich or famous, but after being on Rodney's show for a couple of weeks, I could be getting famous.
Well, there was a time when you were on every Saturday.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
And then you got lazy on me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So your fame, see, now you're on your comeback.
That's
why you have 19 people in the chat right now, Rodney, is because Peter Curl's here.
It just drops to 17.
It's 20. I'm showing 20.
Well, I just saw it go from 19 to 17, man, just like that. Started talking about Peter, and boom, they're leaving.
Yeah, that'll be right.
Thanks, Peter.
Oh, I forgot, Rod. To support Rodney, Hot Rod in Daytona. He's a Windows guy, so we need to give him equal time.
Yeah.
He works for Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
Dean used up his quota of coffee this morning on watching our sunrises, Dennis.
Well, I filled up my cup twice, my Rodney Bell cup twice today, and I'm still working on the second one.
Dennis, mine is better. It's got bright white writing on it.
Yeah. Make me jealous.
Yeah,
I've got the special limited edition white one as well.
This one's signed. This one's autographed on the back right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, even better.
Cool. That's what I think of that.
Dennis has gone cuckoo again.
That's perfect timing. Dennis, I set you up on that one.
Now everybody's wanting Rodney Bell's autograph since he's now a famous subscriber of the month from Ready Set Drone.
Oh, what? Last night? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Well,
Rodney Bell is a winner, so people are clamoring at his door for his autograph.
I
Well, congratulations.
When I woke up this morning, I looked at my phone and there was a message from Chris Waters.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Congratulations, Rodney, on making subscriber of the month." I'm like, whoa, because I didn't see Kelly's show last night. I did watch it this morning, though.
Yeah, it was taped. So that's.
Yeah. That's
They
a beautiful area.
They must draw that out of a hat today, Rodney.
We got an echo from you, Al.
Yeah, Al, we're getting an echo.
Sorry, man. I'll go ahead and mute.
Can we hear you now? Nope.
So Rodney, did you get? I think he gave Chris Waters a brand new FPV drone. Kelly Shores. Did you get? Did you get a new drone for subscribers?
I don't know. He didn't really say what he was sending me.
No, he'll send you a little care package. Yeah, I know Captain Ray and who else got it? That Matty got it. So yeah, they got.
I know he surprises a lot of people with who was it? Roosevelt got a. What didn't he get, like a mini?
I think he did. Some kind of little
Mavic Air from from Kelly, and it was his favorite Mavic Air. It was the red one that Kelly loved so much. He sent that to Roosevelt for being subscriber of the month. I don't know. That's been a year and a half or so ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good guy, man. Good guy.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, boys.
He's done so.
Al, good morning.
Yeah, we hear.
Good morning, Al.
Good.
Good morning,
He's
Al.
done so much for this whole community.
He is. Yeah, good, really good guy though. Easy to talk to, man. No ego. It's just unbelievable,
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting him at the first spin up I went to in 2019, and it's just a he's a fantastic guy, and
He is.
And I like his videos. He makes some good videos. Of course, I think he does that for a living too, doesn't he?
Oh, does he?
He's
I
on a
didn't know what he
production
does for a living.
Yeah, he does. He has like a low production type company or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys getting any rain in your area? I know you are, Rodney.
No, actually, I'm not getting any rain yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm looking outside and pretty good rain.
Yeah, Brad said it was raining there in Richmond, so you guys can keep it, man.
Hey, Chris Hope. Good morning.
Good morning, Chris Hope.
Brad Alston. Everybody
Chris.
I haven't said hi to. Hi to.
You guys do anything exciting this week?
I worked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Naval Surface Warfare Center is always exciting at 12 o'clock.
Actually, since they decommissioned the battleships, they don't fire the 16-inch gun anymore.
Oh man, that was the highlight of that base.
You could set your clock by that gun going off every day, right at noon, man.
And that's I know. Well, I always made it a point if I was there to go on by there and park the car as close as I could so I could feel the vibrations. It would literally vibrate your car. Oh man. I'm a mess this morning. You can tell by the bag under my eyes. I just woke up. So, Johnny, good show the other night, man. Good stuff.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Randall was a very great guest. Just so candid and talked about the company and the direction of the drone industry. Man, he was a really good guy.
Yeah, it's often unusual to have somebody like that in that type of position,
That's funny. Mayla says it's raining where she's at, and I live just across the creek from her, and it's not raining here.
You must have a big umbrella over your house, Dennis. It's raining everywhere but your house.
Dennis, were you?
I think he meant Rodney.
I mean Rodney. I'm sorry.
Hey, what's your name again?
This coffee isn't strong enough.
Look, Look, John, if you forget my name, just look at your cup. It'll explain everything.
Hey, Johnny, you're excused. You're an hour earlier than we are, so you're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're too easy, man.
I'm just trying to figure out if it's worse to forget how to use your microphone or to forget how to use your memory. Which one's worse?
Well,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know
They're
what
about
you
the
mean.
same to me in my book.
Now, what was your name again? I know, Dennis. I hear you, man. The worst thing that happens to me is, I know, Court, you guys can relate to this. You go on vacation, you got the 2-week vacation, you come back to your workstation, and you're like, password. Oh my Lord! I've only been away for 2 weeks, and I've forgotten the stupid password that I used for like 3 months. Right?
It takes me a day.
Yeah.
In fact, it takes me 10 minutes.
Agreed.
That my work will say it's time to change your password. I'll change my passwords, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, "What was that again?"
Yeah.
On that note, your password aging, oh gosh, procedures or whatever you want to call it. How often do they do the password aging?
They do it about at my company.
Uh-huh.
My company, we do it every 90 days.
Yeah. It was 60 days for us, so we had to come up with 6 different passwords a day.
oh wow.
I mean, not a day, 6 different passwords a year is what I meant to say. A day would be rough.
Yeah.
But, so, did you have a strategy making passwords? Anybody have strategies of making passwords?
Right.
I do.
I figured you did.
Make it easier on me. I developed a.
Why don't you tell us what it is, Rodney?
Well, Dennis, you take a random name like Dennis Lovelady, and you scramble it up to make it look funny.
You asked for it, Dennis. Careful what you asked for.
Love lady look funny.
Hey, you got to make it your strength, right?
That's right.
Agreed. So my theme was, all right, this is the year of my boat, and I would make that whole year would be a boat theme. Next year would be, this is the year of the drone. That would be the whole year. And so in my mind, I'm cycling through like these themes. I was like, what year was that again? Oh, that was 3 years ago. Oh, okay. That was a kid's year.
Hey, let me interrupt real quick. Hey, good morning, Canadian Drone Hub. Roger, the
Roger.
drone father is in the house.
Roger.
Hey, hi, Roger.
Mika Steve.
Paul Murray.
Paul Murray. Yeah, I saw Paul Murray there. You're famous.
And Paul Murray.
You're really famous.
And there was one other person, Mika Steve. Susan Lee is in the house now.
There's one other person that Rodney cares about. Who was that?
I know.
Amela's in the house. I don't know if I said hi to her.
Where does Bela live?
Chris
Does anybody know?
Hope. Chris Hope. Good morning again. So,
Hey, Bela, where do you live?
Caleb Young. All right. Good morning, Caleb. Thank you for being in the chats, brother.
There's Caleb Young there too. Hi, Caleb.
Yep.
That's right. We're in another lockdown because of the COVID virus at the moment. Started on Thursday for about a week. So.
Wow. Yeah, they made masks mandatory inside the buildings now, or.
Yeah.
And mandatory in Louisiana again. I know that.
We're going to wear masks all the time when you're outside the house.
Oh, really? Even outside?
Yep. Yep.
Hey guys, I put the link to the stream in the chats. If you care to join, it'll be there for about another 25 seconds. So grab it while you can. Paul, Murray, Roger, if you guys want to join, feel free to do so.
TJ, I did see your message, but it was too late. I had already ended the stream by the time I saw your question about why I learned to play ukulele. I have no idea, to tell you the truth. I knew I wanted to play some musical instrument. And my brothers and my father and his 6 brothers had all been guitar players when I was young. But I played drums, you know, and I don't know, I just got interested in I've always been interested in stringed instruments, and it seemed like ukulele was the easier of the bunch, so that's what I chose to do. Hey, TJ, there you go.
TJ. Good morning, Dean.
Morning, everybody.
Hi, Dean.
Hi, Dan.
Dennis, you look like a drum player, buddy.
Do I?
Johnny looks like the lead singer.
Is that like saying you have a face for radio?
I'll be the bass player.
Hey, Caleb Young, you stay safe too, brother.
See you, Caleb.
Hey, TJ.
Try again, TJ.
TJ.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Hello, TJ.
It's that Wi-Fi connection, man. Look at that lag on that thing. Whew. So who's on your show next week, guys? Johnny, you got a special guest coming?
We got Leonard, JSK, and Angela, Lost Girl Heights, Wednesday night.
Oh, good. We also have a female droner out of Nevada. Her name is Carly Cottrell. She does extreme heat flying.
Oh, really?
Out in Death Valley. So we'll be streaming out of the World Drone Community this Monday. That'll be our first stream out of that channel. No longer using Duranify, so we're moving everything over to the World Drone Community. So check it out, guys. Carly's an interesting character, man. She has, I'm sure she gets a lot of wackos like we all do, but I'm sure she gets more of her share than we do because she's a very attractive lady, and she likes to fly a lot, you know. And of course, being in that kind of terrain, it makes it perfect for that desert flying.
Yeah. All right, Roger. Well, you have fun, buddy.
See you, Roger.
Yeah, enjoy your flight or whatever you're doing out there.
I was in Las Vegas. I've been in Las Vegas many times, but this one particular time I was there, it was 104 degrees. And we went to I don't remember where it was, but the guy that was running this event, whatever it was, said that we were getting a cool breeze out of Death Valley, and that's why it was only 104.
Nice. Nice. Now, talking about Death Valley, that's what caught my eye because she did Carly Cottrell did a video flying out of the hottest place in the world, right, on Earth. And she started in the morning at about 89 degrees and then flew a couple hours later 104, and then she flew at 124 degrees. And when you fly the Mini 204 degrees, it started twitching. It was like, it was
Really? Wow.
yeah, and that's what, you know, I was looking for a topic, and so I was searching, and I found her channel, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what that's exactly the same stupid thing I would have done, you know.
I never fly mine when it's past 100 degrees.
But I say, obviously, she's not flying with an iPhone.
She was. And,
Really?
And it shut down, and so she's running in her car, air conditioning.
Man, last week when I was on vacation last week, I lost signal. I mean, it dimmed, you know, so many times, and then you saw Russ at 51 drones the other night. You know, he lost his by the screen dimming, and it definitely happened. It seems like it happened a lot more this year than it. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but it definitely, you know.
You think Apple has maybe changed some of the heat algorithms trying to save
I
your
don't know.
process?
I mean, I don't know if it's a combination of the drone, you know, if you're trying to process or the app or what, but it's definitely, I mean, it happened, you know, last year, but it seems like it did it a lot, you know.
Oh my gosh, I've been having a horrible time with my app. All right, so Brad and I, Thursday night, he came over, had some dinner, and then after dinner we went out to fly. We went to, Rodney, you might know this place. It's called Libby Hill Park. It's one of the highest points close to the city, and it's just a beautiful area to fly from because you got to command the view of the whole place, and the sunset's coming, you got the river and all that. So we're out flying, and we shoot our drones about 1 kilometer away, right next to 95. And my app has been freezing. My fly app. You guys been having any problems with your fly app? Freezing?
Rodney had a problem with it this morning.
That's the first time I've had that happen to me.
Yeah.
It didn't freeze. What actually happened, he was flying, and then suddenly it went to the initial screen of go fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next screen or whatever.
It happened to J.C. Carroll, I think yesterday. He said on his Air 2S that it never happened. So yeah, it's I don't know, something's going on. But
you know what it is? It's all the freaking hooks they put in there for the SE. So once that SE app came out, I was like, oh, okay, let me upgrade app, SE app. So whatever hooks they put in there for the new SE profile, it screwed up all my stuff, man. Because yeah, I'll be flying like I like, I've been in this hyperlapse kicks, and all of a sudden, it's giving you all your telemetry and everything stops. But I could still see it kind of wonky. So I'm running Android, so I have to kill the app and restart it. But if you were like in a really tight spot, that would be horrible, right? So what I'm trying to say is I don't trust the DJI Fly app anymore. Everybody gives FEME a hard time, right? But now, I mean, the DJI Fly app is going to screw up if I'm flying the FPV drone. I'm going to be pissed off because I'm covering a lot more ground than a regular Air 2S. When you double your speed or triple your speed and your app's freezing up, that's hell to pay me right there.
Yeah, your next video you made is going to be a crash video. That's
Yeah. And I know, man. Let me go grab something because this is what I wanted to do, and this is going to double my crash if I do crash. Let me show you.
Yeah, hey, third eye view. I was using an Android phone this morning. I use my old Android phone. It's a Galaxy Note.
So Rodney, is that what you fly with? That phone there?
With my Mavic Air 2,
Okay.
I use. Now, when I'm flying my P4P, I'll use my
Go.
iPad.
Oh, okay. And it's a different app too.
Yeah, that's a different app.
It's a Go 4 app. So hey,
I haven't had any problems using my iPad. Except for the reason why I don't use my iPad for Mavic Air 2 is because Prism doesn't work very well on it. So when I'm using Prism, I can't on the iPad. I can't share the screen.
All right. Okay.
Or I haven't figured out how to do it. It's not the same as using it on Android. So
yeah. So the problem I'm going to have if this app freezes, I'm going to lose a lot of money. And I'm not going to be happy about it because when you're flying FPV, as you know, we can't have any lag. But worst of all, we can't have it freezing. And if I have this rig set up right, I'm going to be hosed. Because I got, 400 here and 500 there.
well, that's
Right.
an interesting skin for that. That's a DJI FPV, right?
Yeah, this is the DJI and this is the small rig setup.
Yeah, I just the skin you got for it is kind of.
And you get multiple skins, by the way. And I just picked that one. You can get like different skins.
Cool.
And so the small rig setup came. So the premise of the video is, obviously we know that the GoPro is going to give you a better picture than the FPV drone. But you know, is it worth testing and seeing what happens with the Fly app? I don't know. So I'm going to start, you know, pinging on support now and say, look, I'm going to fly this. Your app's been freezing. Everybody's been having the same issues. Give me the old Fly app and downgrade, because I'm not ever going to purchase the SE, you know. I don't know. Anybody going to purchase the SE here?
I know some people have. I don't think anybody here has yet. But Al, the DJI FPV uses the GoFly, the GoFly app.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does the GoPro on the top affect the way it flies at all? I assume it would have some effect.
Say again? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. And see what they added is these 2 extra wings here, if I can get the camera to focus. It is focused, right? Yeah, it's focused.
Yeah.
You see the little wings there in the back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You see that? So you added these extra wings. So it's a really nice setup. It comes with all the flanges and the wings and all that to account for that lateral movement. Yeah, so it's a very well designed, because you're using all their existing screws and everything to do their mount. You're not using like some double-sided 3M tape or something.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Well, sometimes you're like, screw that, you know, because I'm thinking about, I got 2 more frames and I got 2 more builds coming. I got my 2 DJI air units here. So I'm building 2 exact units. So I'm thinking about just taking all the guts out of that FPV drone from DJI and mounting it all in 5-inch frame. Because I can smash that frame all day long, and I won't break it easily, you know? Where that thing is going to break an arm as soon as it touches anything, you know?
I want to share something with you, Al, since you were talking about that. How about this for a
Oh, love it. You put the dampeners on it and everything. Now take off. How do you do it? How do you take it off?
By hand. You have to take off by hand.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Either that or a long tube that would hold everything in the tube.
Yeah, I actually have a video. It's posted to YouTube, but I've made myself a promise. I'm not going to make that public until I've responded to some comments, because I'm far behind on comments.
Oh, Dennis,
it's out there and it's just waiting to become public. But I have a video of this right here flying over water. Stupid, right?
Well, that's the only place that really gets some good shots, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I was so nervous when I brought it back that I haven't flown it again like that. Yeah, I will. You know, it's just a matter of time. But the camera was like a week old.
Hey, Dennis, remind me where you live again. I always forget. My apologies.
I'm in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Oh,
right
my
next
gosh.
to Atlanta.
Okay. So, are you going to spin up?
I'm planning to, yes.
Bring that rig, man. I'll join you with my crazy rigs, and maybe we can...
All right, let's see who can crash first. Who can lose the most money?
Hey, what do we call it? A crash-alon or something?
Let's not say we did.
Marcus and I are going to crash the Femi Minis into each other behind the hotel.
That sounds like a better option. Yeah. You guys crashing. It's much better than
you and who, Johnny?
Marcus, Idaho quadcopter. We're going to crash our Femi. We're going to, you know, since it got a tilted horizon, you know, it'd be even hard to hit each other, but I'm sure we can try.
Now, if you guys like this mount, it's 3D printed. That's why I don't really trust it that much.
Okay.
TPU or what did you use to print?
I didn't. there's a you can go to dpdmounts.com.
Oh, okay. I thought you
And
printed it for some reason.
DPD is, I think his name is Drew, and I'm sure that's his initials. But anyway, dpdmounts.com, and
Okay.
you can buy this mount, and I believe in it. I really do. It's just that I have a 3D printer. I know 3D things can break, right? So.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's done a nice job with this, and there's a lot of steel. These little rods here are steel. There's a lot involved in this. Of course, these dampeners are rubber, you know. And when you see the video, if you do, it has a really smooth effect, especially because this has anti. What do I mean?
Stabilization.
Anti-vibration.
Thank you. This has stabilization in it as well. You know, but it's a really, really nice video. But I mean, the picture quality is excellent. But yeah. Anyway, so that's. It's not going to be something I do every day.
It could be. I bet you get some amazing shots with it. But yeah, if you don't trust that 3D printer, I don't know, dampener on there.
Yeah. I don't know if I could get this made out of metal, I'd feel a lot better about it. But this little piece right here, this stays here all the time. It doesn't bother the drone at all, right? So I just keep that on there all the time, and this just screws into it. Pretty cool. Great design.
So
Really
the piece you were talking about that stays on the drone, did that come with the purchase of the dampener?
Yeah, the whole thing comes together. Everything you see here, plus a GoPro rather than this quarter 20, a GoPro mount, and an extension that's about 8 inches long or so. All comes in one piece. dpdmounts.com, and I don't get anything for telling you that, but I like the guy, and yeah, I found his channel or rather his link by watching a 360. Someone was doing how to do drone footage with a 360 camera. I thought, oh, that's interesting, and right up my alley. So.
Make your
That's
seat
how I
stack,
do that.
print it in carbon fiber.
Is there any options to mount the 3D camera on the top of that rather than the bottom?
Now, I actually have one of those. It's in a box. I'd have to get it out. But yeah, you can. My batteries are charging right. I'd show you. But the batteries have little protrusions on each side, and there is a mount that hangs onto those protrusions and sits really securely to the top of the drone.
Okay.
Right, and so I've used that, and I have a video that's been posted a long time ago with a run cam on top of this drone, and it did really well. I thought pretty, but of course the run cam quality is not nearly as good as this. It's just an exercise in can this work? But the problem with the 360, putting the 360 up on top, is that all the stuff you want to see
is below you,
blocked by the drone.
Yeah.
So,
Because I remember seeing a video a while back with a guy who put the 360 on the top, and the picture he got from it looked as though the camera itself was sort of mounted above the drone, and you can see the whole drone below it. Looked as though it was sort of flying, separate from the drone. It was looked really good.
I might do that sometime. I have no fear of that whatsoever, because it's a really solid mount. And don't get me wrong, this is solid too, but I don't have that one. Doesn't scare me. It's printed in a factory, right?
Yeah, just a very, very interesting perspective, seeing it from above with a 3D camera.
It would be. I need to try that sometime. But I just imagined that it wouldn't be quite as interesting. But then again, that run cam was interesting, and it sat really low, like this high off the drone, where this camera here would be relatively high. So it would be quite good.
Yeah.
Worth trying. Thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, I was just my wife's transmission went out on us. We went to Virginia Beach. As soon as we got to the beach, man, transmission dropped. We came to this light and the car stopped, conked out. I put it in, started it, put it in drive. Boom. You know how people say transmission dropped? That's what what it did. So we had to buy a new car, and now I know why all the shortages on the chips are, because the automobile industry today probably has about, let me see, 2 in the mirrors, probably 2 up front, 1 on top, 1 in the back. Probably has about 6 cameras what you have on that Insta360.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the automation, you know, the autonomous driving now is like crazy, right? You'll be driving down the road and you go make a turn and switch lanes and the wheel starts, you know, fighting you a little bit. It gives you some feedback. And it's monitoring everything, everything, right? And so not only are you going to have that compute power, but now you need all those visual sensors to make a car. So each car is sucking the industry dry of those cameras and sensors required to get the visuals out of those cars. So, yeah, no wonder the price is going up. No wonder there's a chip shortage, because, you know, who's ever making or what is making, it just is ridiculous how many cameras there is. So I've never purchased warranties on cars. How about you guys? Do you guys purchase warranties?
I wouldn't do that.
No.
I never have. I usually, well, in the past, I haven't kept them long enough to run out of the sort of manufacturer's warranty, so it hasn't really bothered me.
Peter, you're exactly opposite I am. I will drive my cars till I can't drive them.
So
To get the value out of them. For me.
I always keep my vehicles at least 10 years unless they're giving me problems, and most of them have not.
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah,
Al,
you,
what kind of
Asgard
car did you
Studios.
buy?
Oh, great question. Santa Fe by Hyundai, because the warranties are 100,000 100,000 on the drivetrain, 60,000 bumper to bumper. And I looked at the car and I started looking at all the modules in it and everything, and it was like, I won't be able to fix this myself. So, because I like fixing cars. My dad was an Air Force mechanic. He taught me how to fix stuff, you know. Out of the 3 boys that he had, I was the only one that would go in the garage and, you know, help him, right? I thought it was fascinating. So it's something that I like to do anyway. And that's why I'm always tinkering with stuff. So I ended up buying the additional warranty on it. It cost me $2,400 for it, because I'm like, there's no freaking way I'm going to be able to jump in here and fix, like, all these computer systems are in there, right? And all the sensors. Because, you know, in my 2002 BMW, I only have like 4 computers in it. You know, I got the ABS, I got the stereo, I got the, you know, engine, and then I have all the other little things that in Manager. So I got like 4 systems in it. And the way BMW does it, if you replace like the ABS module, it won't work unless you program the serial number into the ABS module. It's kind of like a firewall, right? So when you want to get on a corporate network, Rodney, what do? We have to tell them, this is my MAC address, let me in. All right, so we're doing MAC filtering, right? So it's the same way. So it's got a MAC address in it, and if it doesn't match the existing database, it's a, you're out, you're not in. Similar to what we see in the Air 2. The Air 2, you put a camera in it, you break your camera, you buy a new camera, you put it in it, and you're like, all right, I'm golden, let's fly this thing. It ain't going to happen. Because you need the software to key in the ID to let it into the whole network. So the whole point is they're using like firewalls to block new components from working on your new equipment. So that's the way the industry is headed, and it looks like everybody's picked up on it, and they're just going to continue to do that.
Are the Hyundais made in the US these days? You make them there?
The Hyundais, I forgot to ask, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, because I know we in Australia always come from South Korea.
Yeah, they really do. And I'm just getting ready to ask, and I don't know here, Peter, was it like this in your country where Honda came out like in the 1970s here in the U.S. and everybody made fun of them?
Yeah.
And now Hondas are like a rules here. The Honda Accord is probably one of the best-selling cars in the market today. So I'm checking now and see what the Hondas are made.
Yeah. Because we don't have any local car manufacturing here anymore. We used to have Ford, General Motors, Chrysler, Toyota, but they've all over the last sort of 10 to 15 years have all gradually just sort of dropped out and gone back to totally import. Yeah, so.
All right, so Johnny, you're going to like this one, man. What I found out is that in the USA, they're made in Montgomery, Alabama, engineering facilities in Michigan, and testing grounds are in California.
Toyota pickups are made in San Antonio, Texas.
Nice. Are they doing the Tundras and the Tacomas?
Yes.
All right. I love my Tundra, man. I wouldn't give that thing up.
Yeah, they've got a big plant south of San Antonio, and they've got all kinds of supplier plants right around it. So they have a lot of employment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that plant's up I-65, I believe. We passed it going to the lake, actually, last week.
It'll be like, in Round Rock, right? I worked for Dell for, 13 years. Sorry, 13 years before retiring. And
Did
when
you
I
work for Dell in Round Rock?
No. I was in the federal systems, Rodney, as you know.
Okay.
Because before that, I was with Silicon Graphics Federal Systems. And that's why I know NSWC so well. Because at the time, there's a bunch of libraries designed to capture all the birds, dumps coming down, all the imagery. So it would take about 512 CPUs, all built in one, either a Beowulf cluster or a unified system, right? Which was Silicon Graphics at the time, just to receive the dump. Because when they dump, it's a pipe that just it's huge, right? And
hey, let me interrupt you, Al. I want to say good morning to my granddaughter, Allison. She's in the chat. Okay. Yeah.
Very nice. Hello, Allison.
Every now and then.
That's so nice of her. Yeah, so
she loves her grandpa.
Round Rock, when we get there, Round Rock, when I got there 13 years ago, it was pretty small. I mean, then real estate just went out of control, and now it's even crazier since Michael Dell bought EMC, which came along VMware, and once VMware. I mean, if you don't know anything about VMware, man, you need to buy some stock. If you don't know anything about NVIDIA, you need to buy NVIDIA stock, okay? Because those two companies will continue to rule the world.
Yeah, NVIDIA is a very, very, what's the word, prominent graphics system.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it came out of the Nintendo 64 group out of Silicon Graphics. So Silicon Graphics designed the Nintendo 64 graphic engine for it. And then those engineers went to the, Glass House executives and said, we want to make this a commodity product. And Silicon Graphics at the time was such a high-end company that, the executives put their, turn it down. So the engineers left and started NVIDIA. And so that's the root of that company. And they've been rocking ever since. And I think they're going to probably put out their own computer system eventually, compete with, with Dell and Microsoft Surface product lines.
NVIDIA?
Yeah. Yeah, because, you can do a lot more on the GPU than on the CPU, especially for our kind of work, or I shouldn't say our kind of work anymore, like your kind of work, Rodney, in the classified world. Because most of the stuff is all floating point calculations to get all those vectors that they're trying to predict and analyze and blah, blah, blah.
Guys, I'm going to hop off. I got a little job this morning I got to go work on, and it's been a pleasure being on. I'm going to listen in the background. So, keep y'all be safe and have a great weekend.
All right, Johnny, you have a good one, brother.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thanks for being here.
Dean,
Bye. Bye, Johnny.
Dennis, Al, yeah. Thank y'all.
Have a good day.
So I had to go to. I got a job with Eaton Semiconductor Operations back in '98, and they sent me to Austin to for training on two of our systems back there, and I passed the Dell manufacturing area, all the buildings and stuff. They were pretty big. I mean, they had quite a few buildings, so. That's why I asked if you were working there. I think they were in Round Rock, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that whole setup is such a big deal for that part of the state, big money. And here's the interesting thing. All those buildings are leased, Rodney.
Oh, that surprised me.
You know who the leasing company is?
I have no idea. Dell?
Michael Dell's wife.
Oh, is that right? I do recall hearing something about that.
Yeah, she owns the real estate and leases it back to Michael Dell. And he was the guy that refused to have any security up to about 2002. Once 2011 hit, he had to get security, but he didn't want it. He would drive himself in. He would walk around the buildings, walk into people's meetings, sit down. You'd have a customer meeting, and he would show up and sit down right next to the customer, and everybody would stop talking, and he would go on, please. I'm pretend I'm not even here, and now everybody's like, "Are you kidding?"
Hard to pretend your boss is not there. I mean, come on. I mean, that would be like the commanding officer of where I work coming to my building, and we don't acknowledge him.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to a guy that has enough power to command the whole base to do whatever, right? Well, Michael walks in and he could buy your county, you know what I mean? He's like $1 billion walks in right there, because he put down something like $5.6 billion of his own money to purchase EMC and VMware.
Yeah, the last time I put out $5.6 billion, it never came back. So I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
I know it's a different world, right?
It is.
It's actually a different universe.
Yeah. One of our senators said $1 billion here, $1 billion there. Pretty soon it adds up to real money.
I'm just counting all my 401k pennies right now to make sure I got enough to make it to 95, whatever I'm going to make it at.
Yeah, I saw a video a little while back about a big failure in a drone launch. There was a guy in England who was doing some cruising on a river, and he had the boat was sort of cruising along about, I don't know, 10 knots or 10 miles an hour or something, and he had the drone on the front of the boat. He said, I'll take off and do some drone. So, but what he forgot to realise is as soon as the drone lifts off the boat, it's isn't travelling at the same speed as the boat was, So they're sitting on the boat and it takes off, and then all of a sudden that just comes flying straight back at them and almost takes their head off and smashed into the cockpit of the boat.
Oh, my.
Yeah, when they take off, they hover in place, and if you're moving, you're out of luck.
Fundamental error, though, maybe.
Peter, when you started telling that, I knew what was coming.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So we got a lot of people in the house, man. Good stuff, Rodney.
Yeah. Peter Carroll's here.
Yeah, that's what it
Peter
is.
Carroll's attracting them all.
Yeah.
We got 22 there.
Plus, I disappeared for a while. That helped.
Yeah, that does help. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. Peter said it, Dennis.
Hey, you threw him a softball, man.
I guess I'm unusual. I still have all 3 of the drones I've ever bought. They all still fly.
Wow. That is unusual, I think.
Yeah, my original one was the old Mavic Pro original, and I flew it for quite a while, and then the Mavic Mini came out, and I bought it to carry around in the back of my motorcycle trunk. It's really nice for that. And then when the Mavic 2 Pro came out, I bought one of those. And that's my best machine. I love that machine.
I know, I did too.
And one of the things I can do with it that you can't do on the Autel Evo Pro 6K is I can use aperture priority, and I can get much better depth of field than they can get on the Autel Evo.
Okay.
If you use default, it's like 2.8 f-stop, and that's minimum depth of field. But if you go up to about 5.6 or 7, you can get depth of field almost forever.
There's Brad. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
Hey,
good morning.
Yeah, that's cool, Dean.
Allison, you have a good day today.
Hey,
Love
Brad.
you, baby.
Morning, Brad.
Good morning, Rodney, Peter, Dennis, Dean, Al. Long time no see, Al.
Yeah, man.
Good morning, Sean Crowley.
Hey, Dean, can you expand on that conversation on the f-stop on the Mavic 2 Pro? Because I know a lot of people would be interested in hearing.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get into the aperture priority, but you got to go and you the way you do it, you flip it on from video to photo, and then you flip it back, and then you can hit aperture priority. And then when instead of changing with the right hand wheel, instead of changing exposure, it changes the aperture.
Oh,
which does the same thing.
Right. So that would be so useful for some of the like long exposure photography I've been playing with.
Yeah, you can also control you can control the shutter speed.
Shutter speed too, right?
And if you put an ND filter on top of that, you can really play some games with it. I don't use an ND filter much, but I've got one of those variables permanently installed on there, and I usually use it on minimum. But occasionally, you can just crank it up and go to
long exposure.
I don't remember what the highest is. I think it's like ND8 on the lower one. They have 2 different ones, and I keep the lowest value on there because they're so hard to get on and take off.
Yeah, that's true, because you got that one corner's got the bigger little bayonet on it, right? Because the bayonets on 3 corners are exactly the same.
When I bought those filters, they gave me a special rubber tool to take the original filter off, and it works well.
Yeah, I think I've lost mine a few times and found it a few times and lost it, and I'm looking for it now, but no, I lost it again. Yeah, I know. I have it. The all-day pack, I think. They call it the Pro Pack from Freewell. So it's got the Indy 2000, 1000, 256, 64, 32, 16, and 8. But during the day, if you want to make your, the water or the cars disappear or whatever you want, the Indy 2000 works great. But if you're doing evening shots and trying to make your, the car lights all white and brake lights all red streaks, that the 64 works better in the evening at sunset and sunrise, because then you could leave your exposure running for photos.
I've never had reason for anything bigger than a 64, and most of the time it's less.
Yeah. The 2000 is like incredible if you're trying to get, the beach to look like there's no waves.
That'd be like using welding glasses, wouldn't it? The 2000.
Yeah, pretty similar.
Yeah, and you literally, the first battery you're just gonna test with, just to dial it in, and the second battery is the one you're going to use to get that shot, because the histogram works okay, but when you're doing that 2 to 5 second exposure, the histogram is not really reflecting how the pictures are going to come out. So it's a matter of testing. It's kind of like what Dennis is playing with his rig over there. He's trying to figure it out,
So Brad, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Still maintaining, working. Haven't taken any time off yet for my mother passing, but we're still working on things with that. Don't want to bring the conversation down to that, but got to fly with Al Thursday night. We went over, as he spoke about earlier on, about us flying off of what is it, Libby Hill or Libby Park?
Libby Hill Park, yeah,
and that's real close to my house. I mean, 5 minutes from my house. Never flown from there. Another cool spot that Al's turned me on to. So we flew quite a bit that evening.
We're gonna have to get together again.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I would propose there for something new that you haven't seen before, Rodney. And what did you think of the views from that location, Brad?
Because it was a new spot, you wonder about power lines, high-reaching lines that you can't see and stuff like that. But once you get over the river, there's not a whole lot, flying from one side of the river to the other. So I felt pretty good once we got over the water and started headed towards Richmond. So I never flew. I flew from the eastern side of Interstate 95. Al and I did, Rodney, and we flew all the way up to the Interstate Bridge, but I never flew over top of it, and got some good shots. I got some video, did a couple of panos. I've got them off of my card, but I haven't been able to do anything with them. My computer really sucks. So as y'all were talking about earlier about new computers and stuff, I've been in the market for getting a new computer for 6 months. I want to get a nice one, but they're so expensive. I want a Surface Pro 3, but as Rod was saying earlier, Hot Rod, that I think he has one of those. But I've looked at those; are $2,500 to $3,000 for the level of the one I want to get. But to answer your question a little bit, Al, it was a great flight.
Yeah, it was a really good time. And Brad, you got to see firsthand how my fly app was freezing that night.
Yeah, that was a little scary for a moment there.
Yeah, it's no fun because
I haven't updated mine. Mine had an update when I first started there when we got there, and I declined the update. So I think I'm still on the older version.
Yeah. I wish I was now, because if to get on the other side of the Route 95, you have to fly under the bridge, and you imagine flying under the bridge and you fly app freezes.
You don't want to. No, you're in trouble. Yeah, you're in trouble.
Let's
about
choose
that
this
happening.
moment to crash. Yeah.
So,
The only way that's going to work is if you have those upward sensors, and we don't have those on the Air 2S.
I know that would be.
I hope future models will have some type of 360 coverage. I really would like to own a drone that has complete sensors all the way around, 360. That's my goal, but I don't want to own a $3,000 drone either. So I guess I'm going to have to pick and choose my battles there with the amount of money you have to spend.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the Skydio is around 2,000, and it has 360 sensors. I'm pretty sure. But some people say the Skydio doesn't fly as well as a DJI.
Right.
I have no experience,
I've heard that.
so I can't say. But
No, I have the Skydio, man, and the Wi-Fi interface is the downfall to it.
oh, it's Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That
Yeah,
would be-
yeah. You're using a Parrot controller if you buy the controller, but if you buy the regular, the standard Skydio 2 without all the other stuff, all you get is a beacon to fly it with, and
Wow.
and you fly it with the phone app, so you're flying with the Wi-Fi on your phone.
Right.
And so when you connect it, what you do is the phone connects to the controller, and then the controller Wi-Fi's to the drone. So it's an interesting deal, though, Dennis, because you can, which I've done, and Dean, you would appreciate this one. I attached the beacon to my Mavic 2 Pro and told the Skydio to follow the beacon. So wherever the Mavic 2 flies, you have the Skydio chasing it.
Oh wow! Did that work?
Did you get a video of that? I bet that would be cool.
It is cool, but I'd never published. I got so many videos that I can show you right now that I've never published.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
It was a scary situation because, as you know, what is the Mavic 2 Pro cost now, Dean? 2,200, maybe 3,000. I don't know.
I think it's
Mavic
like
2 Pro?
17,
Yeah.
17,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, if you get the regular controller, that you can get them for about 15 right now because the DJI is kind of clearing them out, getting ready for the Mavic 3 to come out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But the batteries will burn you.
Yeah, the batteries are $165 a
$175
piece.
I think.
Yeah.
yeah. What a wonderful
too.
drone, though.
Oh yeah, it's a great drone.
Almost
It's too.
360.
If you get it all set up, you just hardly have to do anything. I've got mine set up. When I pull a video out of it, I don't have to touch color grading or anything. It's
I know.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I bought the color. So, do you use LUTs, Deans, at all? Anybody use LUTs?
I use lots, but
I make my own.
Okay. I bought some just to find out what this is all about. And there's a Manic True Pro LUT kit out there you can purchase for like $40, and it comes like with the aberrations and noise reduction. Then you have natural, and so they give you like 20 different LUTs somebody's made.
Yeah.
But
And you'll never use more than 2 or 3 of them.
I know, right.
Unless
And
you're
most of
going
the
for
time-
some special effect.
That's why I prefer to make my own. I made one for my Mavic Mini to make it look just like my Mavic Pro, and it works very well. You can put them side by side in a video.
I agreed, and I've done that for my. I have a LUT that I've made for my FEMI 2020, FEMI 2018, FEMI Mini, and DJI products too, because I find with the curves, the color curves, it's much easier to dial it in. Is that what you're using, Deans, to make your lights?
Actually, I'm using Pinnacle Studio Professional,
Okay.
and it lets you put in your colors and your exposure, everything you need to change, and then you say make a LUT and you give it a name.
Cool.
And then you can use that anywhere in any other software. It's a 64-bit LUT, so you can use it with nearly anything.
And that's exactly what I do too.
But you can also do them in Resolve. I've done it that way. That's the way I started out doing it before they added it into Pinnacle.
Hey, let me interrupt for a minute. Hey,
Okay.
I want to say good morning to Blind Neil, Jackson RC Aviation, RL Photography is in the house.
Mel's in the house. Good morning.
Mel's in the house. Good morning. Good morning to all of you.
Hey, and then Ron's out there near Ron. I guess Ron's going to be going back to Sturgis today, I would assume.
Did I mention Blind Neil also is in the house?
Yep.
So,
Good morning.
While we're interrupted, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna make juice and stuff. Get our morning started here. So.
all right, Dennis.
Dennis,
Well, great
good
flight
seeing you,
this morning,
Dennis.
buddy.
Hey, I
for
want to
having
see
me
some
on.
of your
See you
videos
guys
on that
next time.
360.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Dennis.
Bye, Dennis. Have a good day.
Yeah, Ron was supposed to do a live stream from Sturgis last night on,
Yeah.
or it was today on Matt's stream, but the weather was against him. Apparently, a lot of storms
Yeah.
out that way, so
Oh, yeah.
didn't go.
Yeah,
in
they
there.
had some high winds out there. I was watching that.
Yeah.
Talking about watching, everybody been watching the Olympics?
A little bit of it here and there.
I watched a little bit at your house, Al. I was over at Al's house on Thursday evening.
I only watch volleyball and soccer and swimming, and no, I watch it all. Yeah. But I'm always intrigued of the stories that people have to get there. It's just crazy, right? The commitment to be that good.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to me that people are capable of to be driven that hard, but also the God-given gift that they have. It's
Yeah.
always amazing to me.
Yeah.
It's good.
some-
It's good.
some of those
Good
young
viewing
people-
it here in Australia because we're only about an hour difference in time from Japan, so it's on at a reasonable time of day instead of the middle of the night.
Yeah, and Australia is going to be co-hosting the next Olympics, correct?
32, I think it's 32.
Oh, all the way to, I thought it was next
Yeah.
year for the Olympics, 32?
Yep, 32, the one we're getting up in Brisbane.
Okay, because I thought it was next year co-hosting with New Zealand or something.
Brisbane, that's Matt North's neck of the woods, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with the Olympics like I used to.
Me
Well,
either.
Brad and I were watching a game against Australia. Unfortunately, Australia lost to the U.S. women's national team in soccer.
Yeah.
It was a heck of a match, 4-3 game. So,
Australia was coming back, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They just didn't have enough time.
yeah.
I think it was the referees were against us, I think.
And the referees have been
Or anyway.
Yep.
talking about that. Who's into this? Video referee, VR, video refs. Oh my gosh! In soccer, as you know, Peter, we want to keep it moving, flowing, and all that stuff. Kind of like rugby, right? Or the Australian football that you guys have. And now with the video ref, the VR, they're always like stopping the game,
Yeah.
Not always,
They-
but
They use it a lot. You guys probably would know this, but they use that a lot in cricket, the actual cricket, for making decisions in there. But they're generally sorted out pretty quickly. They've got all the technology there, and they can refer to it and have a decision made within sort of 10 or 15 seconds or so. So it works pretty well in that. Yeah.
First I've ever heard of referee VR. Is that what ref VR?
yeah, video ref, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you have a room of specialists, like be 4 of us, like here, but we'd all be sitting at a desk watching like 10 monitors, with all the replay functionality that they have.
Oh, okay. And
It's-
then
Yeah, this
They-
is just kind of a
They're looking at
kind of an
different angles.
extension. Yeah, but it's kind of an extension of the old replay in like football game or something, right?
gotcha.
But they're doing it in real time. It's trying to do
Yep.
it as real time as possible. So each one is watching a different angle of the same play in real time. And if one of them flags it, it throws a flag of the ref is watching that camera. And then there's a main ref kind of overlooking your shoulder, kind of like the producer in the newsroom. And he goes, okay, I think this is worth reviewing because blah, blah, blah. And then so they'll stop the game. Or they'll communicate with the ref on the field and say, hey, you need to take a look at this, or this is guaranteed foul. You need to bring it back, whatever. So the other interesting technology that I've been finding on the Olympics is obviously the new, in track and field, they're so close to like 100 meters or 200 meters, 400 meters, 800 meters. They're so close, so bunched up getting through the line. And the VR actually shows them, but it's kind of an animated picture of them coming through. So they're mapping it somehow, Rodney, to an animation that shows it going over the line.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah, I think I may look into that. Sounds like interesting technology.
Yeah, the world's changing so fast now.
Oh, jeez. Come on, man. When I was 12 years old, I didn't even know what a computer was.
I know, right?
Me either.
Me too.
And now you got computers are in everything. They're in cars. They're in drones. They're
Hey, Rodney, when I was in high school here in Virginia, Chesterfield, Virginia, not too far from me, computer was in the late 70s. I graduated in 82. I know that's telling my age, but the computer was a little like a long, narrow closet in our school, and it had a bunch of chads on the floor, a bunch of refrigerator-sized machines along one wall, and you had cards and chads, those little tiny dots, just like when you go vote, the chads when you used to vote, and that was our computer room. And then I think a couple of years after I graduated, they had an official computer class with computers, because right in the early 80s is when we started getting, the Radio Shack computers that you could buy at the store and have at your house. So
Yeah.
that was our computer room at the school in like 79 and 80. I just remember those little tiny chads all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, the closest thing I had to a computer when I was at high school was a slide rule. That was the closest thing I had to back in those days.
I've forgotten how to use it. Do you remember how to use it?
I don't know. I forget now. I think I've
All
still
right.
got it here somewhere, but
So I
I
was
know
waiting
we're
for
dating
somebody to
ourselves.
say that. I was waiting for somebody to say they use the abacus. So that'll be
Oh,
really neat.
Abacus was gone by the time I started computing, but we did have to use paper tape with punch holes in it to program our Honeywell that we had. And it had two big, huge disk drives, multi-plate disk drives, and each one of those had 16 megabytes of memory on it.
Wow,
Oh
that
my
was huge
God.
back then.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about an abacus. I was stationed in Japan. This was in 1973 that this happened. A calculator. I bought a calculator, just a basic digital calculator. LEDs.
Was it Texas Instruments? TI.
I don't even think it was a Texas Instruments. It might have been. But anyway, I was at my dad's house because I was stationed in Japan with my dad. And my stepmom, who is Japanese, we were talking. I said, oh, yeah, I got this calculator. Now I can do math real fast. And she goes, you want to have a race? And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I'll use my abacus. You use your calculator, and we'll race to see who gets the answer quickest. So she threw out this number. I forget. It was like 3,700 and something plus 500 and something thousand, And And I'm like, okay. And I'm punching it in, and she's like, here's the answer. And I'm like, and then she was right. I mean, she was right on her answer, because when I finally finished, I mean, it took me maybe 10 seconds to get the answer, but she was finished in 3.
She was she was well practiced at using that thing, wasn't she?
Well, yeah,
I would
she
stumble
certainly
through
was. So, hey, I want to
think
say
I
good
helped.
morning. I want to say good morning to Copper State Aerial Photography. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Good
Good
chat.
morning. I was going to say, I've never held an abacus, but probably should have learned how to use one when I was younger. But, technology was changing fast back in the 80s.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I had to learn how to use the old slide rules.
Oh,
Yeah,
I did some of that.
I did some of that too.
I enjoyed that slide rule, believe it or not. I know I'm a little warped there, but
I
it was-
still have my old post Versalog, bamboo one with the plastic overlay on it. That thing still works good, and it's 50 years old.
Oh wow! I would definitely mount that as your background.
Hey, Brad, 400 AGL.
Oh.
Mel wants to know if you can print metal parts.
Shit, I wish, man. No.
Wouldn't that be great?
Nope, nowhere near that level. I'm assuming Mel is asking that question because he's dabbling in it or is going to get into it. I'm not sure about that, but no, metal's a whole new ball game right there, especially at the consumer level.
Oh gosh, Frank Rizzo was talking about. Do you guys remember when modems had suction cups on it?
I don't know what suction. I don't know what he means by that. I had modems from way back, but
It had holes. You set the phone receiver into it, one for the microphone. One
oh
for the
yeah.
receiver.
Oh yeah, I do remember
And
that.
they ran about 110 baud starting out, really slow.
Oh yeah, I remember using those early on, but they switched over pretty quick to just a standalone box.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've definitely given ourselves away how old we are. For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean-
Brad said he graduated in 82, right?
Yeah.
I graduated in 72.
I guess I'm
You're
still
only
the old, I guess I'm still the old guy here. I'm 77.
Oh gosh, 76. So I'm right in the 70s with you guys.
Oh no, you're talking about age, Dean, or year?
Yeah, age.
Age.
Okay,
age.
Age. Gotcha.
I was gonna say, Al, you look good for 76.
No, I mean I graduated from high school in 76.
I graduated from high school in 62.
62.
I wasn't even here yet. I wasn't even born yet. Sorry, Dean. You're looking good though, man.
Yeah, you are.
I'm lucky. I have pretty good genes. All of my grandparents that weren't killed in accidents lived to be in their 80s and 90s.
Good for you.
In fact, one of my dad's sisters was still driving when she was 95. They finally had to make her quit.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Good morning. Hey, Jackson RC, you have a great day, buddy, and I'll be looking for your call.
Hey, Rodney, over my shoulder, see that white thing? Right over there?
What, the Phantom 4 or the lamp?
Yeah, the Phantom 4. Yeah.
Al's got my favorite drone, the favorite drone that I've never owned.
Well, you might end up flying it because I haven't even flown it yet. Oh my
I know,
gosh,
it's been sitting there for a month.
that rain is just coming down. Holy crap.
Yeah, did you guys see my note earlier? It finally started raining here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got some good rain.
We're
We've
supposed
had
to
a
get
lot of rain
I
here.
guess.
A lot of rain here for this summer. In fact, we haven't even had a 100-degree day yet, and we usually hit 100 in March or April. This year,
Wow.
we haven't had 100-degree yet. We've had 97, but not 100.
Hey, Dean, where do you live?
I live about 25 miles west of San Antonio, Texas.
Nice.
Mm.
Nice. I
Yeah,
love San Antonio.
Texas has been pretty low this year. Last year was horrible. The winter was horrible, I know, but y'all been pretty mild.
Yeah, it's been mild. It's since we had the 6-degree freeze in February, the rest of it's been pretty good.
Well, that freeze is still holding on, so that's keeping the summer temperatures down a little bit.
Yeah, probably froze the ground.
The ice hasn't all melted yet from the winter.
Yeah, we've had a lot of high winds though. It's been way too windy to even fly my Mavic 2 Pro, and I can handle 42-mile-an-hour wind gusts with it, okay. But we've had some worse than that.
How about that smoke from west? Have y'all seen a lot of that? We've seen it here.
No, we've got dust from Africa, but no smoke from the west.
How do you get dust from Africa?
It blows across the Atlantic off the Sahara Desert with the typical winds go from Africa down to the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, that's right.
And then it blows right up over Texas.
Yeah,
gives us great sunsets though. Gives a lot of red in the sun.
If you've ever seen the satellite tracking of that, you could almost see the cloud rolling across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
So that's the same type of track that hurricanes come through, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And this is supposed to be an active year for hurricanes, but so far it's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, we've been pretty quiet.
All right, so I'm going to knock on wood because I'm going to be in Panama City in a week. And I don't want anything to hit the Gulf on there. So if anybody's on there, anybody going to be in Panama City or lives in Panama City and wanted to do a meetup sometime between August 19th and September 2nd, man, I am bringing 2 drones only. That's it. So, but I'm definitely going to fly Panama City.
You better, hey Al, you better try to revert back to a previous version on the phone app, or hopefully DJI will come up with an update.
Well, you know what? I have 2 phones. One of them is I have not touched it, so I think I might just start using that phone because that does not have the Fly app update on it. So yeah, I might. Thanks for reminding me.
There is a way to revert it back, though, right? I think you can do that.
I think
you just have to uninstall it and find the right version. I'm not sure if DJI provides that or if there's a repository somewhere that has all the versions.
Yeah. 90 degrees somewhere. Who's that?
Oh, that's Arizona. He said 6 a.m. It's already 90 degrees in Arizona, which is understandable. I mean, they'll probably be in the 110s today.
Well, you definitely could do some extreme temperature testing there.
Oh, yeah.
Just go to
my stepdaughter lives right there outside of Phoenix and Glendale, and last year they got up to 119, I think, one day. Was it last year or the year before, 119.
Wow.
But what's the humidity like, though?
Zero. It's zero humidity, almost literally zero. I mean, it's 10. I was there. Wife and I were there a couple months ago, and she just got back actually from another trip there. But when I was there a couple months ago, I checked on the daily. It was 10, 12%. One day it was 5%. It's an oven. You just open the oven door and put your head in. That's what it feels like. So just don't catch your hair on fire, Rodney. You don't want to mess that beautiful mug of yours up.
Don't worry, I ain't sticking my head in no oven.
But that's what really that's what it feels like. And Dean, you might have a little different way of feeling out there where you live when it comes to the heat.
Yeah, we've had high humidity this year. It's been like in the 90s nearly every day. So it feels hotter than it actually is, but
I'm not sure that there's any place in Texas that doesn't have high humidity.
We generally don't in the summertime, but we've had so many days with high winds off the Gulf. It's been high humidity.
Okay, I know when I lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, people tell me, "Oh, the humidity's," because I talk about the humidity in Virginia, and they're saying, well, it can't be as bad as it is here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And I'm like, it's pretty much the same, really. Yeah. I mean, it's bad in both places. Hey, Sunrise Water Media, good morning, and thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. And thanks for texting me that. I didn't know about it until this morning.
I was going to text you last night, Rodney, but I figured you were in bed because I was watching that as well. And it kind of caught me off guard because I looked for you in the chat on Kelly's premiere last night. He didn't go live. He did a premiere, but he's still on vacay up way up north.
Yeah, and I watched his video this morning, and I love that area he's in. It just seems
Oh
to be
yeah,
beautiful.
I've never been up in that area. I'd like to check it out.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Happy
Hey.
Saturday.
I'm going to have to cut out of here. I've got some stuff I need to do. Thank you guys for having me on today. I enjoyed it.
Dean,
All right,
good to
Dean,
see you,
well,
man.
Glad you
Good
can
to see
make
you.
it.
Okay.
You have a great day.
Take care.
You too.
Pleasure, Dean.
Ron, I don't think it was anything you said.
Surprise.
Nah, Brad, you're right. It's not anything Ron said. It's the smell.
I'm surprised to
Don't
see you up
feel
this
well,
early, Ron.
Good morning, Ron.
Morning. All right.
Good way to wake up.
Y'all heading back in? You going back into Sturgis today?
Yeah, we're actually going over to Devil's Tower today. And,
Oh, nice.
I forget where else they want to go. But, yeah, we were there last night trying to – the sad part, it was like, I don't know, 5:30, 5:45, and this storm was coming. And I'm looking at the radar. I'm like, we got to get out of here, guys. And I was supposed to go on Matt's live stream last night like I did last year. And
We saw a little bit of it last night.
yeah. We ended up coming back to the house and having a lot of wine and cooking on the grill.
Cooking on the grill in the garage, right?
Yes, exactly. It's actually worked out really well. My one friend brought big grill, it's almost like a griddle, and all of our supplies, everything's out in the garage. That way there I don't have 100 people coming in and trying to cook in the kitchen, and it's actually, everything is contained out in the garage, and it actually worked out pretty well. So, yeah, it's been fun the last couple of days.
Hey, Ron, I've been wanting to ask you a question, and I'm uneducated on that 360 camera you have. Can you live stream from that in 360 on YouTube?
You know, that would actually be a better question for Dennis. He's a little techie than me, and
either that or Sean Oliver, he might know as well. I didn't know whether or not you could stream 360 through YouTube or not. I've never seen that.
You know, and just because I have no experience at live streaming, but I know you can with like like the Osmo Action. I think Mel has done that, or somebody else.
Can, but that's not 360 though, right?
Right. You know, I really don't know. That would be an interesting thing to try.
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool to be able to do a live stream, especially like a thing like Sturgis, or if you go up into the mountains and you're live streaming on a hike or path or something. That would be awesome to be able to just be there in real time and move 360 with that on YouTube as a viewer.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That would be super cool. I'm pretty sure you can. I mean, you can do it on the GoPro, and it's just kind of like GoPro-like, right? Wannabe.
I mean, I know it's possible after the fact, but I don't know if it's possible live.
Yeah, that's a great
the
question.
GoPro, when I'm talking about 360, Al, not just a GoPro, a front-facing camera, being able to drag the screen around in live, real time while a live stream is going on. I haven't seen that yet, but I don't watch a lot of live streams other than all my drone friends. So, Sean might know more about that World of Oz, so I might have to ping him and see if that's possible. And the reason I asked that question, and Ron, I've told you this before as well, I've been debating whether or not I want to buy a 360 camera, but you're the perfect candidate for all the stuff you do, but I don't get out enough to maybe justify the $500 plus all the accessories. So I'm still debating, but if there's other things that you can do with it, like live streaming in 360 and maybe that's a future thing that's coming, but I might still dabble in it. And, I got Mind Spring coming up in Tennessee, and I thought it'd be cool to have a 360 camera there live during the day so that folks could see that off of YouTube or, Facebook or something like that. So that's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
the one thing I really like about it is you don't even necessarily have to, post in 360. When you save the video, you either do it with it says 360 or reframed. And what the neat thing about the reframe thing, like as long as the camera's on, it's going to catch whatever's around you. And what I like to do a lot of times is pan with it, and it looks like your camera is like on a super smooth gimbal. If you're sitting there looking at one thing and you want to slowly pan off to the right, whatever's on your right side, you can do it. And it looks like you're sitting there with a tripod and just pan.
Is that one of those things, Ron, where you pick a point and tell it from this frame to this frame to pan to that point? And that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's what I really like about it. And I use a lot of that with that. Matter of fact, I'm interested to see my footage last night. We were leaving town and we went through the main meat and potatoes of Sturgis last night. Last night was kind of like the first big official night. And oh my gosh, the crowds! Whew. But there was some inappropriateness walking around.
I'm sure. Always wanted to go to Sturgis, never got a chance to get out there. Just so far away. 3-day drive for me.
Yeah.
You don't have to put your bike on the trailer, right?
Well, I always wanted to do the bike ride, take the Harley and ride it out there. But, I'm a fair weathered rider. I'm a sissy, I guess. But I can be ready for rain. I just don't want to plan on the rain. And I was going to, one year I almost shipped my bike out in a tractor trailer that was carrying bikes out there. And that was, I don't know, 6 or 8, maybe 10 years ago. But it was going to be about $1,000 to ship my bike out there and then have it sent back to Virginia.
About 2 now.
Yeah.
You can buy it for $1,000.
I'd rather just go ahead and rent one if it's available. I know this time of year for Sturgis, you're probably hard pressed to rent a motorcycle.
Believe it or not, first time I ever saw that. Thursday night we went into town, and because Harley does not rent anymore, there's a company,
right?
Eagle Rider.
Yep.
They rent, but this, I don't know whether it was somebody private or what, but there was a big booth. As soon as you get into town, a gigantic sign that said, "We rent Harleys," and I have never seen that before. They had quite a few, and I think that's for people who, as a matter of fact, Tony Traffic.
Tony.
He came out last year, and I think that's the company he rented from was Eagle Rider.
Is that the same one, Ron, that you used when you went to Florida for the drone meetup?
No, that was something totally different. That was the name of that. Twisted Road was the name of that.
Yeah.
And that I actually went to it was a private rental. I actually went to the guy's house and picked it up, and he walked me through the whole bike and everything. And I'm not sure I would ever do it. No, I would never let someone ride my bike.
Right. Me either.
So,
that's it's almost at the same level of, should I say, ride your wife or better half. I don't let anybody touch my wife or my bike.
Not necessarily in that order, right?
Hey guys, I want to say good morning to Jake. Fiddlesticks. Jake's Drone Life. Good morning. Sorry, Jake.
Hey, it's still early, Rodney. Come on.
I want to say good morning to AZ Drone Dude. So, okay, carry on.
Okay. Never heard of Jake Fiddlesticks.
It sucks being old, guys.
It does. Your coffee maker working this morning, Rodney?
It is, and in fact, I made a pot of coffee, put it in here, and finished it, what, about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, and it was still hot. And I made it around 3:30 this morning.
Well, we heard what your trick. We heard what your trick was. You got it.
Yeah.
You put some hot water in it and let it sit for a short while, right?
That's the way to do it.
That makes sense. Yeah. I saw somebody the other day, kind of on a related subject. One of the YouTubers, he does a lot of metal work, making things out of metal. But it's funny. He takes breaks during his video, and what he'll do is he'll sit down and in his garage while some of the stuff is cooling down. He'll grab a beer out of the fridge, and he's got his little coolie cups, his little Huggies in the fridge with his beer. So the little Huggies that, you know, are just the styrofoam Huggies, he keeps them in the fridge as well. So I guess that works for a short while to help keep things cooled down. So same principle, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'd always heard that with thermoses and stuff. If you put hot water in it, you know, and let it sit for a minute, it acclimates it, and then it keeps your coffee hotter for a little longer.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
And it pretty much seems to work. I've done that for years on thermoses and stuff.
Well, I got a thermos you guys have probably seen me use. Not today. I've got Metro drones today. Sorry, Rodney. Yours is in the closet today, but in the cabinet. I've got Metro drones, but I've got one that y'all probably seen me use. I don't even know the name of it. It's from overseas, but I got it off Amazon. Paid about $30 for it a couple years back. You put coffee in it in the morning. You don't have to preheat it or anything like you're saying, putting hot water in it. I can go for 5 hours plus, and the coffee that's still in it, as long as it was hot when it was poured in it, it's still 150 degrees 5 hours later.
Wow.
It's one of the best mugs I've ever found. I've actually bought 2 of them so far, and my wife gave me one for Christmas because I've worn them out over the years. For the past, I've had them for probably the last 10 or 12 years, and they're about 25 to $30. But it's holds 16 ounces, and I've had it where when I used to work on the road a lot with because the ATM company I used to work for, I would pour coffee in the morning at 6 o'clock, hit the road. I might not finish my coffee because I got real busy. 6 o'clock in the evening, coming home, it's still warm enough to drink. So it's not. I mean, these Yetis do a really good job. That mug that you sent me, Rodney, does a really good job. It's just like the Yeti. But, after a couple of hours, they start to taper off a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing I think lasts forever, but.
Right.
Anyway. So, Ron, you look like you're in a gym.
I am, yeah. Yeah, just finishing up and going to go back. And my friend, he really likes to cook, so he's been cooking all the breakfasts and dinners. And they should be getting up here. I should be up by now. But yeah, this weekend was a good diversion. Getting away from all the house stuff that I'm trying to deal with right now. I just need a couple days away from all that. I'm just not having luck with the whole house search thing. But I'm going to go back at that on probably Monday or Tuesday. I'll start. I just wanted a couple of days away from it. I still haven't heard from my owner, which really shocked me. Because he's going to tell me when I got to get out. So.
Wow, that.
I have an emergency backup plan, though.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. I mean, it's hard for me to even wrap my mind around and getting kicked out. Sorry.
Yeah, that's just crazy. But
I mean,
I've heard of that happening to people before too. So.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. Like I said, I kind of needed it until Wednesday afternoon. The whole week, last weekend, I wasn't sure I was going to have a job in a couple months.
Oh,
it's like been raining and pouring. A lot of the healthcare systems are requiring all employees to become vaccinated. And our particular one is giving us till November 1st If you are not vaccinated, you'll be suspended for 30 days. After that, you will be fired.
Wow.
All 5 of my pilots and my mechanics are refusing.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Why
So-
would they refuse? I don't get it.
There's too many side effects.
Standing their ground on it, maybe, to make a point.
Yeah, they're, you know, everybody, and it's not just my pilots, but they said that they're prepared to lose 5,000 to 10,000 employees. They've had big, what do you call it, like video meetings this week, and that they're standing their ground. The pilots, I understand, and they use one guy in particular as an example. Pilot up on the eastern side of South Dakota, normally a healthy guy, got the vaccine. 3 days later, was not feeling well, having some problems, and went and got checked out. Turns out he got blood clots, and he lost his medical with the FAA. He's done. He's done it with a job, and he's done as a pilot. They yanked his medical. So,
Oh my gosh.
so that's why, and I kind of get what they're saying,
Of
but
course. Yeah.
you know, so I understand the hospital side, I understand the employee side, but I know who's going to win.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a bigger gorilla going to push harder.
Yeah. Yeah. So my worry was, you know, if we don't have 5, you just can't go up and pick up a pilot and throw them at, you know, it takes weeks, if not months, to get them trained on that particular aircraft. Send them to school, get them trained, get them online. And so in my career, I've been through 3 base shutdowns. One of them, my first one was in Pennsylvania, where I had freshly divorced. 6 months later, I buy a house, have the house for 3 months, and my base shuts down. The hospital got rid of the flight program. Now I had a brand new package and no job.
Wow.
And I've actually skirted around 2 other ones. So I'm like, what happened? So I called my boss and I said, I need some solid answers because I'm looking to potentially buy a house right now, and I'm not going through that again. He actually had one of the guys at corporate. He called me the other day, and we had a heart-to-heart. And I told him, I said, don't both BS me. You know, I need to know, what are your plans for that location? Am I going to have a job in 6 months? He said, yes, you will. How did he put it? And it's a good phraseology. He said, every body is replaceable. Everybody is not. So in other words, they can replace the position, but can they replace them with as good as a person or as good as, a skilled pilot as the ones we have? We have some good guys, and it'd be a shame to lose them all.
Yeah.
But,
well, your company could always hire some of these young Navy pilots that are getting out of the Navy, the fighter pilots.
right.
That ought to make your job real interesting.
Drop in and hold on. So,
Put your, hate to say it this way, but you better have your parachute ready.
So Ron, you've been burning up some vacay time here recently, haven't you? With
No.
Dennis. Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay.
No, Dennis timed it out perfectly, where he came during my 9 days off. And see, I work 5 off 9. That's my schedule.
But your 5 is a solid 5, right? 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty close. But no, Dennis worked out perfect, and I spent the entire time with him. Had a great time, man. He's been sending me a few videos. It's going to take him months to get all that footage.
That balloon ride was that live balloon ride was awesome. Saturday. That was one of the best things I've seen in a long time. That was awesome.
And I'm really glad. You know what? the view count for that video I think it was over 270, I believe.
Really? Wow.
Let me see if I can find it here.
And some of those pictures that you did, Ron, I've seen
I'm sorry,
the post that you made.
It was only 218 views.
Oh,
But for
getting some
for
traction.
me, that's still a lot.
It's good. Some of those pictures you posted, Ron, were beautiful as well. I mean, the photography shots that you posted.
Well, I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
seen a bad shot from Ron.
I'm trying to finish up the second video from my Washington trip. I almost have it done. If I don't get it done soon, people are going to forget, like, where'd you go again?
See you later, Chris. Sunrise Water Media. Have a good day, man.
Have a good day, Chris. Thanks for being in the chat. Appreciate you, brother.
I think I might head off too, Rodney. It's getting towards bedtime, so.
All righty, Peter.
Oh, that's right. A
Well,
little bit of
40
difference in time between us and Peter, right?
Certainly is.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
Yeah.
Not much, just a little.
Yeah.
It's good seeing you, Peter. Good talking with you.
Yeah, I think it's
Good, man.
14 hours, I think, yeah.
You take care,
Yeah.
Peter. Have fun with
Okay,
the Mavic.
right.
Take
Bye, everyone.
care,
Bye,
Peter.
everyone in chat.
We'll see you.
I'll catch you
Take
again.
care.
Bye.
Good.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end this here in a couple of minutes myself. So,
All right,
We've
Rodney.
been going strong 2 hours. Ron, y'all be safe out there, and I hope the weather cooperates with you today.
Yeah, it's not looking real good this morning. I'm not sure what the weather is going to be. It started out nice yesterday morning, and then like I said we'd actually dodged storms. Everywhere the route we had, there was weather coming in, and then we'd turn to the north or then turn to the east, and we just kept scooting around them until we got back to Sturgis, and then we're like, we need to leave now. So,
How far are you from home, Ron?
Sturgis is only, I don't know, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that.
Wow, very close. Good deal. Hey, Mel, we got some echo, buddy.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
good morning, Mel.
Morning, gents. Rodney brought me in too quick. I didn't get the YouTube channel shut down on the phone quick enough there.
Okay.
It happens.
Well, don't
Ron,
tell
we look
Rodney you
forward
brought
to-
him in too quick.
Ron, we look forward to your stuff that you come across today. Hopefully, we'll see some of. I don't know if you're going to try to go live any, but I'm going to keep an eye out.
Yeah, we're gonna go. They want to go over to Devil's Tower today, and I'm just kind of like the tour guide and because I know the area. I show them some shortcuts and stuff. One thing people are finally starting to do is learn. When I tell them, when I look at the skies and when I look at the radar, when I tell them it's time to go now, they're finally starting to listen to me. My one buddy, I can tell you a quick story. Last year, I did the exact route I did with Dennis the other day. And my friend from California, matter of fact, his wife is Jodie Foster's, the actor. His wife,
Wow.
they're sisters. And
wow.
but he's from California. I used to fly with him on the Army base. And anyhow, he was in Rapid City on a part-time job. They were demonstrating some kind of new medical product. But he was here for like 5 days, but he had the 1 day off. And he called me up and said, hey, let's get together. And I'm like, you want to go have some fun? He goes, hell yeah. So he comes out to the house and we jump in the four-wheeler. And I checked weather. There wasn't so much as a puff in the sky. And about an hour and a half later, we get to this like hamburger place, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And we sat down there for 5 minutes, and I'm looking at the sky, and then I'm looking at my radar, and I'm like, I don't like this. And it happened so quick. And I told him, I said, we need to go. He goes, Ron, you need to calm down. I'm like, no, we need to go now. I told the waitress, I said, if our dinner is not here in the next 1 minute, we're leaving. And she hurried up and she went and got it. I said, gobble your food. And matter of fact, we might be taking a little doggy bag with it. We jumped in the four-wheeler, and the last thing I said to him, I said, strap in and hold on. And we didn't get 10, 15 minutes down the road, and it hit. There's a real famous area here called Spearfish Canyon. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyhow, it was a double tornado.
Oh,
that
my
came
goodness.
through. And we were out on the western edge of it. And he looked, the funny thing was, he said, "You idiot, you told me I was going to have the time of my life today."
Oh, you did.
Yeah. Well, I delivered.
Scary.
I grew up in Oklahoma, and I've never seen a double tornado.
Wow.
Ron, you should have just said you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Mel. Sorry, Ron. Didn't mean to step on you. Mel, I noticed over your right shoulder you have a FR Sky controller. Is that what I'm looking at? RC controller?
Where? What?
Over
Right
your
here?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are you flying with that?
That's what I fly my quad with.
Which one?
It's in the back in the shop room. It's just a little 5-inch
Okay.
that I fly with 4-cell.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just wondering.
And I don't fly it very often.
Okay.
In
Yeah.
fact, I haven't blown it in several months.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't flown it since, whenever the Florida drone meetup was that Doc Murdoch went to, on his way back to New Mexico, he stopped here, and I took him out to our airfield, and we flew out there, and he was trying to show me how to use the throttle to maintain elevation and get a feel for it and try to learn how to control the altitude. And we practiced I ran both of my batteries out, and I think I ran out one of his. And then a couple days later, I went back out there, and that was without the goggles, just line of sight, just trying to get the feel for the aircraft. And I don't know, a week or so later, I went out there and I said, you know what? I've flown my airplanes with the FPV goggles on, because I mounted a FPV camera on one of my airplanes on the top of the vertical stabilizer.
Are you using the DJI digital system, or are you using...
I can't afford that stuff.
We'll see you, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, guys. Thanks.
Have a good day, Ron.
We'll,
Have fun today.
all right.
Have a great day.
Okay, we'll see you.
Take care. Be
Bye-bye.
careful. Be safe out there.
So I
All right,
just
thank you.
I just decided to put the goggles on and put it up, you know. What do they say? Send it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
see?
just send it.
So I strapped the goggles on my face and hit the throttle, and away I went, and I flew it like I'd been flying it forever.
Oh,
And
great.
I was doing loops and rolls and inverted
Flying
jet,
it like you stole it, huh?
Yeah, drive it like you stole it. That's right. Inverted yaw spins, all kinds of stuff.
Hey, Copper State,
Nice.
you have a good day, Mike.
Take care, Mike.
Hey, so Mel, unless you're not finished with that story, I was going to segue into, you were asking about metal 3D printing. Are you trying to get involved in that?
No,
No, okay.
no. But I thought I saw something that you printed in metal once, or did something. Didn't I see a post on Instagram or something where you put up some pictures of something that you printed that I thought you said was metal?
No, it might have been, I don't know, it might have been worded something, not metal, but I've done some shiny PLA stuff, but, you know, I did these, you know, the skulls, which a couple folks have, and that's just a shiny rainbow filament there, but I haven't done any metal. No, there's no level that I have enough money for to buy for a consumer level. They, you know, everything's in prosumer or, you know, industrial stuff. And metal's a little out of reach right now.
If I had my other printer here, I would be more excited about it. But my carbon fiber filament, because I have a dual extruder, so my nozzle has two inputs.
Right.
Well, when the filament gets hot, as it's being pressurized, pushed into the nozzle to extrude, it also gets kind of backed up in the other side of, you know what I mean? Well, it took me a while to figure out that I need to purge that other side manually and get that cavity full of filament before I print with carbon fiber, so it doesn't fill up with carbon fiber.
That makes sense.
And then,
makes sense.
And then even
Hey,
then
guys,
after
I'll
that,
be right back.
okay, Rodney, thank you. If I'm not right on the printer when it finishes printing with carbon fiber and everything cools down, now I've got to basically, you know, I've got a hell of a time getting the hot end cleaned out, and I usually end up just swapping nozzle because unless I take it out and I use the torch and, you know, really heat it up and run the little needles through it, you know, the cleaning things. But it's just such a pain in the butt to print with it with a dual extruder. So if I have my other printer and this one, it seems to not really like the higher temperatures, and I don't know if it's because it's sitting too close to the AC vent or what's going on. Maybe if I I'm thinking about putting a box over it actually.
That might actually help.
Protect it a little bit. But I run the carbon fiber at about 215, between 215 and 220 on the nozzle. And my printer it struggles to keep it at 215. It seems. Wow. I can sit and watch and monitor the temperature. You know how it displays what it is, and it's constantly dropping 212.
And this is with your dual nozzle, right?
Yeah.
That
dual
might be
extruder.
Dual extruder.
It's got two extruders, but only one nozzle, so they merge inside the nozzle.
Okay, great.
Inside the hot end, rather. Inside the hot end.
I haven't seen that. So it struggles. That only tells me that maybe either the heating element or the thermistor is not working correctly. And the heating element, you might need a little, I don't know. Those things are fairly cheap to replace.
Yeah.
Just a guess, but you could upgrade that with a replacement, or the thermistor's just not registering completely right back to the computer. The
board.
But I still haven't tried carbon fiber. And to your point about replacing the nozzle, I think you and I might have had a discussion about this through chat of one of your live streams. That I've heard that carbon fiber is pretty rough on a brass nozzle.
Well, it's really not. You can, it is, but my problem with it is the nozzle gets clogged.
Yeah.
If that printer cools down while the carbon fiber's in it, it's just a pain in the butt. But Jody Drone Shots, he's been printing carbon fiber and whatever he wants with his copper and brass nozzle rather, and no problem. He's been doing it for forever. So,
I think I saw him in a chat say he hasn't even replaced his nozzle.
Everybody says that it's it's abrasive and it's this and it's that, but I print the wood fiber, I print the carbon fiber, I print all kinds of stuff that's supposed to be bad and hard on the brass nozzles, but the only reason I replace a nozzle is when I can't get it cleaned out.
I was puzzled. I've had a similar story with PETG, which I've only dabbled in for a short bit.
Haven't used it yet.
Yeah, it's you got to run at a higher temperature. At least I did. I think I ran it at 230. I want to say.
I think I read that. Yeah, 220 to 230 or.
And I had the bed set at 70 degrees Celsius. So and it worked out pretty well. And the PETG was the stuff I did for Chris Hope for his camera mount. I printed a couple of them for him and sent them out there. So if he has a crash, it won't break. The PLA stuff will just break in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Is it so that PETG, is it that much stronger than the PLA?
It is. It's a lot. It seems to be a lot stronger. I think it'll take a lot to break that. It's not, the standard plastics like you get on everything else, which is the ABS stuff. But I think it's pretty close to it. Now I've just started dabbling with my Sidewinder artillery, my artillery Sidewinder X1 in the last week and a half. Fly Zone Drones, Mikey and Sergio, they wanted me to print some parts for their FPV drones. So I started doing that. I got 2 rolls of TPU, and I have direct drive on the artillery Sidewinder. And it's taken me a little bit to figure that out. You would think it would be ready to roll right out the box, but the temperature's got to be perfect. And it jams almost every time I change a roll, and I got to be right there with it. It not jams, it kind of pushes. I guess it does jam. It doesn't quite get
it
the
overfeeds
right
or
away.
something. Yeah.
Well, it actually pushes back up. I got a direct drive, but that being said, between the direct drive extruder and the nozzle, there's still a little bit of a gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that little bit of a gap is where that wheel is that grabs the filament to push it into the nozzle. So that gap with the TPU is flexible enough, and it's not as flexible as Ninja Flex, but it's flexible enough that it'll roll back up through that gap, and it'll just start spinning up in there to where the extruder gear motor can't push it anymore. So I have to watch that. But anyway,
and Chris says that pretty much a nosedive at 50 will destroy whatever it is you made him.
Oh yeah.
Including the frame, for sure. It will delaminate easily.
See, I printed some stuff. I've been getting into the rock crawler stuff a lot more. In fact, because I don't have the budget to just go buy the stuff I want. Okay, this truck that I want to buy.
$800, right?
What's that?
It's $800, right?
Hey, even if it was 80, but I do have a little bit of an advantage now, but the truck I want to buy is like out the door with tax to the regular person off the street is like $625.
Wow.
But a friend of mine has a truck that he changed the bumpers, the front bumpers and back bumpers. So he's got a winch on his front bumper, and his back bumper actually has a 6.5 millimeter square hole for a receiver hitch. So I built him that trailer that I've been showing off on my channel, and I 3D printed the hitches, the drop hitches, because he didn't have a drop hitch that was. I 3D printed. This is really a funny story. I 3D printed him a lift kit for his truck that raised it up 3/4 of an inch or so, which is quite a bit on an RC truck. So now we needed a bigger drop on the hitch, on the receiver hitch, to keep the trailer sitting level instead of nose high when you hook it up to his truck. So I found some 1/4 inch aluminum plate at an awning place, a little scrap piece. So by hand, I cut and hand milled a solid aluminum 1 3/4 or something 2-inch drop hitch for his truck.
Wow.
I got the drill and the tap for 440 thread, and I tapped it and screwed the ball in and all that. But the 3D one that I printed, the first time he pulled the trailer, we were doing it as a test right here in the front yard, and the sidewalk and the grass, is a little bit difference in elevation, and the truck went up over fine, but when the trailer hit the edge of the cement for the sidewalk, and it put that rear stress from pulling the trailer, it pulled the ball and it busted the back end. It busted out of the 3D printed drop hitch. The hitch held together, but where I drilled it, where I drilled it to screw the ball into it, that hole weakened that area enough that it just broke right off. So thanks, Jody. It did turn out really nice.
Nice.
His friends are digging it. I may make some money making some more of those here in the future.
Very nice.
Well, good for
Hey,
you,
Al,
man.
Al, to answer your question, the PETG is not flexible. It's kind of in between PLA and ABS. It's a more durable.
From what I was reading, it's almost as strong as ABS, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It is. It almost is. But apparently, Chris Hope has proved that it will break.
Well, yeah, 50-foot drop, man. Yeah, man. I did 200-foot drop and took out my flight
Well, I
controller.
did send him maybe, I think I sent him 4 of the same thing. So hopefully if he did break that bracket that I made for him, he's got 3 more backups.
Check out this TPU stuff here.
From the sounds of it, you better send him some more.
I've got it. So hey Al, I did something. I'm printing these things for Fly Zone I was talking about, and there's the ones I did this week for the feet, the landing gear, just like you have. And I printed those for from off of Thingiverse. It's about 20 different pieces that they have that they want me to print. Mike does, and Sergio. So I bought two rolls of TPU. Yeah, you've got similar stuff on that drone right there.
What I need is a TPU mount for that camera hood. So I need a little hood. So
look on Thingiverse for it. Yeah, look on Thingiverse. If not, I don't dabble in a whole lot of creativity when it comes to creating that stuff. I don't know. I got Tinkercad. I've got Tinkercad and a couple other tools, but we can design it. Oh, that's cool.
I see that, Mel.
See how it's broke off?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, because when I do a Chris Hope, I don't want to break this camera.
Don't let me fly that drone.
Don't let Chris from Sunwise Water Media fly it either. Sorry, Chris. I think he left, but sorry.
So one of the other things I did is install this, if it ever, come on, camera, there it is, a beeper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, one that you can actually hear?
Yeah, exactly, man, because I got hard, I can barely hear certain pitches, and so it's got to be loud.
Wait till you get older.
Oh.
It gets better, I promise.
Oh, I got one of those hearing aids that pop in my ears, and I never wear them because I just, oh my gosh, all the noise I go.
Oh, now I understand why our conversations don't work all the
time. Like, I don't know if you guys remember stuff like this, but like when you were a lot younger, something would happen and your dad would say, "Just wait, you'll see."
Yeah, that's right.
You'll figure it out. You'll on that particular topic, my dad was absolutely correct.
Yeah, I heard that a lot when I was younger.
Yeah, so I printed these lift kit things for his truck. Let me tell you what happened. I delivered this thing to him on a Saturday around midday down at the hobby store so that everybody down there could see it all hooked up to his truck and all that, right? Well, on his way home, he stops and get a sack lunch, and then he goes in the house and he's eating his lunch and he's thinking about things, and he realizes that he left his truck and that trailer in his car. It's like 98 degrees outside.
Oh, no.
So he runs out, grabs the trailer, and the lid for the top of the trailer that I mounted the big roof rack on was only 3 millimeters thick.
Oh, thin, very thin.
Very thin. So it started warping. The sides of the trailer started warping. I 3D printed the leaf springs. They got all messed up. So in a panic, he grabs the trailer, runs in the house, takes it all apart, unbolts all the screws and things that hold all the pieces together, and he gets his hairdryer and he starts repairing it. Very gently.
Idea.
And he done a good job. He really did.
Good idea.
The next time I saw the trailer, I couldn't even hardly tell there was anything wrong with it. But he left his truck in the car.
Oh, no.
With the 3D printed lift kit.
Uh-oh. Oh, so that's what...
Those things are supposed to be straight up and down, that the shock is mounted to.
Yep.
Yeah. So
PLA, it doesn't take much heat for PLA, especially in a car at 95, 100, 120 degrees. Yeah.
So And I mixed two colors to make that color. I mixed black and red to get that kind of off purple, whatever color that was. I wanted to give him a different color so that when people saw his truck, it would stand out. This one's a G-Tech A20M, as in Mike. But so then he's telling me all this in text. You know, he's texting me and he's like, "Yeah, I've been working on this and doing that." And he says, "Oh, and the whole time I was doing this, I left the truck in the car. Totally didn't even think about it." And right away, I knew where he was going. He goes, "How much for you to print me another lift kit?" So yeah, it melted all 4 of those brackets that I made for his lift kit.
I made these. I know, Mel, you weren't there. Oh well, you weren't in Florida for the meetup, right?
No, sir, I was not.
So I took some of those skulls to Florida. I had some I made for some friends, and then I sold a few there. But Ray Kelly got one, and he said he put it on the dash of his car while we were in Florida. And he didn't leave it in there too long because I never heard that it melted. He's got it back at home now. But I told him, I said, don't leave this stuff in the car anywhere. PLA this thing will be just a flat piece of plastic if you leave it on that dash of the car for too long. But that's the only thing. I'm not sure if PETG would have the same reaction because it's a little higher temperature.
From what I understand, it will, but it's not as bad.
Right.
Or as fast. But the thing with PETG is it's very susceptible to the ultraviolet light.
Right.
And that'll
time, break it down.
Months or years, it'll affect the color. Right. It'll make the colors fade and go wacko.
Hey guys, changing gears here a little bit. Rodney's only like 36 subscribers away from monetizing. So
I know we've talked about that. We've been trying to get Rodney up there. We need subscribe. If anybody, we've got a
channel, guys.
I would dare say everybody in the chat's probably already subscribed to Rodney, but Rodney doesn't need but a few more to get 1K.
Yeah. And congratulations, Rodney, on
subscriber of the month.
SOM there, yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
That may help you too.
So how do you get a subscriber of the month? And
that's Kelly Shores. Well, he kind of watches the folks that interact in the channels, the drone community that have been around. And, I wouldn't be surprised, Al, you've been in and out of some of his stuff. He keeps an eye on things, and he just randomly, I say randomly, he's probably got some rhyme or reason, but he picks subscriber of the month every month, and he'll send a little care package, whether it be as little as a mug and T-shirt and a hat. It could be a drone in the package. Mm-hmm. He's given out some pretty nice stuff over the years.
Almost always a drone of some sort.
Yeah,
almost
some type of
always.
drone.
I think we talked about it earlier. I think when Roosevelt got selected as subscriber of the month, I think he sent him like I don't know. It was a pretty good drone, like an Mavic Air.
Okay.
So I think it's what he sent Rosie. So
and he'll send you stuff like that. The people that are what DJI calls a KOL, where you get a drone ahead of time and you mess with it and tell them what's wrong with it or what you like about it or don't like. Kelly gets those quite a bit. He's had a couple of them. His red Mavic Air, original Mavic Air drone, that was a drone that he got under NDA, and he flew it for a couple months before it was released and so on and so forth. I actually have that red Mavic Air.
That was a beautiful drone. It looked like a Corvette red kind of color, man.
Yeah, he gave that thing to me.
I wanted to own one of those so bad, and I could never find the red one.
Man, I tell you what, it's a great little drone, but because it's Wi-Fi, which really I shouldn't be that afraid of, but if I was more in the country, I'd be less afraid. But it's just fast, rocket ship fast.
Well, they had white, they had red, and they had this standard color, right?
Well, they had a black also.
Yeah, that's black. I guess was the standard for that one when it came out, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't think the original Air, did it come in the gray color as well? I don't remember it coming in the gray.
I don't remember it in
black.
a gray. I seem to remember a yellow, but maybe that's somebody put a cover over one or something.
Maybe.
They come out like red and blue, or was that the Spark? They had different colors.
The Spark had blue.
Spark had different colors,
yeah.
Hey, Ron sent me a picture in Messenger. This is a picture, and he tells me what some people won't let their dogs do when they're in Sturgis. So I'm gonna share this picture with you guys. Yeah, you're gonna get a big kick out of it.
What they won't let their dogs do, right?
Right. So, and this should give you a clue as to what he's referring to.
He got chili peppers on the collar.
Oh my god!
Who the hell's looking at chili peppers?
That's pretty cool. The dog's got sunglasses on.
That was a cool picture.
It's pretty cool.
I like it.
Cool picture. You never know what Ron's going to come up with.
I know it. And
in Sturgis, you can come up with a lot of things.
Oh yeah, well,
no doubt.
There was something funny happened last year at Sturgis, and he was on Matt's channel, and he was live on Matt's channel in Sturgis, and I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty funny. So.
You want to see something funny I just found on YouTube? Let me share it with you all, if that's okay with you. Rodney.
Watch the audio.
Yeah, the only thing I could show you guys is stuff from Mardi Gras. that could compare with what Ron does.
I did Mardi Gras in Mobile, Alabama, one year.
I went in New Orleans.
Apparently, this
been
thing
there a couple
flies.
times.
This thing that I'm showing you guys here flies.
What is it now?
I don't know. It's going to come later.
Oh, I saw a video of this the other day. Is there somebody on it, or is that just that's somebody in it? Yeah, that thing does fly.
It's got like 6 brushless motors on it.
Yeah, and it lands on it. It lands on its ass end, but then it lays down when it lands, or it takes off the same way, the opposite. It takes off at an angle. It takes off and will lift up and then goes up.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's got 4 props up front. 4 in the back.
There's 4 in the front and 4 in the back, I think. Well, watch when I think he's going to land. I've seen a video just like this, if not the same one. It's pretty cool, and there's somebody in that.
Now, his arms almost look like airfoils, so I wonder is it?
Yep, they do turn. They do turn.
Yeah.
So watch when he lands. You'll see how they turn, and that's what they're doing right now. He's turning them. He's going to land ass end down. Excuse me, Rodney. I shouldn't have said ass.
I wonder why. I wonder why he did it that way.
I don't know.
You can see the cockpit right there.
Yeah.
Black fly.
That's a pretty cool looking device.
Yeah, Ron would like it. There's a takeoff.
Yeah, well, that one was a little less aggressive, but I've seen one where he takes off and goes shoot straight up.
Okay, now that almost looked like, I think he was landing on the nose and then bringing the tail down.
Oh, maybe the opposite.
Based on the way he just took off.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know.
I don't know. It looks pretty wild.
You wouldn't think you would. Maybe, well, for being able to see the landing, maybe that's right, Mel. Maybe you need to see face first, hit the ground, and then throw your tail in.
Well,
down.
now based on the way he took off, he's now made a 180-degree turn and coming back.
Right. So he's got his nose down a little bit. If he took off tail up. Right.
I don't know. I see that.
Oh wow! Again. You can see the props all slowing down and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it would be ass down first, but maybe you're right. But he's coming in like he's going forward.
See, exactly. I want to see
that
the
would lead me to believe
again.
that leads me to believe that it's the ass end that touches down first, but you just don't. Let's see. Let's look at it again.
Surely he's not just flying backwards right now. You know, you
wouldn't think he'd be looking straight up at the sky trying to land either, right?
Right.
So I think you might be right. It looks like that capsule might have
the way that thing. Look at the shape of it. I mean, it looks like he's landing nose down.
It does, yeah. Because it looks like it's got like a windshield that slopes more than it does in the back.
Let me see if I can find the takeoff. Here's the takeoff again.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
that's actually.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
so
taking off with the front forward. Yep.
So he is landing ass down and taking off.
Sure enough.
Up.
That's interesting.
Wow.
It just looked a little wobbly there taking off. That was a little scary.
Well, did you notice when it landed, it threw all the stuff up, like a piece broke off it. Let me see if I can find
he might have been cutting grass a little bit there for a moment. Who knows?
Watch the tail.
That was pretty aggressive, yeah.
Watch the tail. There's this piece that goes flying up.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Huh.
Anyway, I just found it and I thought I'd share with you all.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think they had that on TNL, right? I think they had it on Ken Show the other night. Yeah, I think I would too. Maybe over water. I don't know.
You know, falling at 100 or 200 mile an hour by the time.
Yeah, water doesn't matter.
Yeah, water's just as hard as the ground.
Right. No, you're right. But I wouldn't probably fly it more than 10, 20 feet over water, so it wouldn't be that hard of a landing.
Yeah, I've crashed on a parasail about 75 feet, maybe 100 feet. I inverted my sail. I got a competition sail, and I inverted it and collapsed the pair wing, and man, I just came crashing down, man. Luckily,
you didn't break any. You didn't break any of your bones?
No, man. I had my wetsuit on, and of course, I had my life vest on. But when I hit, my good friend that was flying, driving my boat, so he just, dropped the throttle all the way. But, the boat keeps moving. So when I hit, I bounced twice. And then went under, and then all the lines wrapped around me, and I thought I was done.
Oh man!
Because all the lines were just
scary moment there.
But and then I came out, and I was like, okay. And so what happened is I had one of the shackles. I had one of the brakes shackled, and I didn't notice when I took off. So when you went to apply your brake, it wouldn't work the way you wanted it to. So it was like on all the time. And my friend said, "Oh, I'll do this." And he went again. He went after me, and he did the same thing, except for this time, since I was driving, when he inverted and I knew what was going to happen. I have a competition ski boat, like a Mastercraft. I have a Supra, and I just woo! All the way around and just watched him fall right in front of me, man.
Oh.
I did not drag him like he dragged me, but he bounced in front of everybody. All the wives were lined up watching this thing. Oh my gosh. That was
Hey, good morning, Chris Wedgeworth.
Good morning, Chris. Al, let me ask you something. What size shoe do you wear? Seriously.
11 and a half. And
okay, see now, if you were like me and wore a 13, when he was dragging you, you could have just started skiing.
Started barefooting, Which
That's what I was thinking about.
Which I love doing, Mel. That's why I got this boat. I got the boom and the whole bed. It's just a human tugboat. That's all it is. And
hey, I'm gonna bail, Rodney, and guys. It's good seeing y'all, Mel, Al. I got a wife and I are gonna get some things done in the house because of the rains. It's pouring down now. So we're gonna get some things done. I got to go out to the 3D printer and print some more stuff for Mike and Sergio Fly Zone. And
what printer are you using? real quick?
I'm actually using the Sidewinder because of I'm using TPU. I could have used the Ender 3 that I have V2, but it's a little more problematic because I don't have a direct drive on it. But people are using that for TPU and using it successfully. I just didn't
Yeah.
want to try to. I didn't want to have to tune it all in. It would take me probably half a day to get that thing tuned in with the temperature towers and all the other
feed rate and all that stuff to mess with.
All the speed rates. And I'm not real good with all that yet. So the artillery Sidewinder is ready for it, and I pretty much didn't do any type of calibration, so I didn't even do a temperature tower on that, which I should have. But and I've got a little bit of stringing. TPU strings quite a bit. But I'm going to go play with that some more today. It's going to take me a long time because TPU has to be printed at about a third of the speed that I normally print PLA or PETG.
Yeah.
So, I'm printing at about 20 millimeters per second as opposed to 60 to 80.
I'll tell you somebody else that does a lot of TPU stuff or that has it at least figured out very well is Mitch from Old Guy in a Drone.
Oh, I did not know that.
I'm building a 38-inch, 38-foot scale, 1-to-1 scale Chris Craft. I'm scratch building it, and I wanted rubber bumpers for the side of the boat, to look right. Mm-hmm. And so I scaled some rubber bumpers, and I sent the file to Mitch, and he printed them and sent them back in TPU. Beautiful. He does a lot of printing in TPU for camera mounts and stuff.
Wonder which printer he's using.
I don't remember. And for some reason, I don't think it's a direct drive, though.
Yeah, so a lot of people are getting away with it.
I can't remember, but these things turned out wonderful. I mean, you would think they were injection molded. They were that good.
Well, the TPU, I will say this, the TPU material I got off of Amazon is the colors that Mike and Sergio wanted for Fly Zone. And I did not get the Ninja Flex, which is the most flexible stuff they have, but that stuff is really expensive. It's twice as much as what I just bought off of Amazon. I paid $32 a roll for the stuff I bought, and I think the Ninja Flex stuff is maybe upwards of $50, $60 a roll.
Wow.
And I think it's the most pliable stuff. It depends on, there's different levels of elasticity, I guess is what they call it. Yep. And the stuff that I got is more rigid. It's got a little bit of a cushion to it, a little bit of a squeeze, but not much. The Ninja Flex stuff, if I'd have printed these two landing gear pieces I showed you guys earlier, I could just fold them in half. But I can't do that at all with the stuff I have. So there's different levels. And I think I got the higher end, harder stuff as opposed to the lower end. Well, let's say it the other way around. I got the lower end, harder stuff as opposed to the real flexible stuff on the high end of TPU. So I might end up having to get some Ninja Flex stuff that has the more rubbery, flexible side of it, but we'll have to see. I'm kind of experimenting right now for those guys to see what I can do.
You know what else we need to do? We need to figure out a way with everybody in chat and everybody else, take up a collection and send Rodney a 3D printer.
Oh,
I think that would be just enough to drive him absolutely batshit crazy.
As much as I want to get a 3D printer, we've got so many animals around here. It all have fur.
Well, hey, Rodney, you wouldn't be 3D printing really, in my opinion. I don't know what you do, Mel, but I don't 3D print in the house even with PLA because it creates an odor. There is a safety thing along with it because you're heating up a device up to 220 degrees Celsius that could catch fire. So I print everything of mine in the garage. Now, that being said, I could burn down my 24 by 36 garage as well, but it's a metal garage.
That being said, is exactly the reason my 3D printer is 4 foot from the front foot of my bed. Is on these 20 and 30 hour prints.
So you can see it, right?
I listen to that thing all night, and I know it's running. And if something quits or stops, it kind of wakes me up. And definitely, if something started going south, I could do something and run north. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, be and you probably already know this, Mel, and I say this for everybody in the chat as well. But be careful on the materials you use, because some of that stuff, I'm not even sure about the carbon fiber stuff, but you don't want to be breathing in like PETG, a whole lot of those fumes, and especially ABS. You do not want to do ABS in the house unless you got a lot of ventilation.
ABS needs to be in a case ventilated.
Right. Ventilated.
And ABS needs to be in a case also for temperature control.
The heat. Yep, temperature control. I won't even. I tried ABS
with regular PLA in a normal air circulated house with the AC running and whatnot, in normal air circulation filtration. There's no danger.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's just the only thing I was calling out of that was the heat part.
I mean, I would never say put your printer at the foot of your bed and go to sleep with it running. I would never tell anybody that.
Right.
Do as I say, not as I do. Use caution, be careful. But this is what I do. You know.
Yep.
That's it. I wouldn't do as I say, not as I do. You know.
It's like leaving the dryer on in your house when you leave the house. You don't want to do that because that's a heating element. That thing could burn your house down.
And if it's an electric dryer, it absolutely can, because it can overheat, because if you get a clogged vent line or something and the air doesn't escape and blah blah blah.
That's true. Well, hey, again, I'm gonna.
But you know what? The damn sky could fall tomorrow and kill us all. So who gives a flying? You know.
Hey, I want to say goodbye to Chris. Hope you have a great day, brother.
Yep, Chris, take care, brother.
I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Chris, Hope,
yeah,
Rodney,
me too.
Al, Jody, everybody. I'm just going to, because I think Rodney's about to pull the plug.
I think he is.
Yeah, I am about to pull the plug, and Al just came back in, so we'll let him on here for just the few more seconds we're going to be live.
All right, bye.
Just long enough to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, we're just saying goodbye, Al. We'll chat. Hey, good talking to you guys. I've really enjoyed. Rodney, thanks for having me.
You're welcome, Brad. Anytime, buddy.
I'm gonna go get my second cup of coffee.
Yeah, I've got to get my third one. I've had 2 of these mugs already. I would think I'm gonna get a third, which is unusual for me, but I'm with you on that, Mel. Hey, y'all have a great day, friends.
Brad, you need a laser.
I do have a laser.
Oh, that's right.
That's another conversation. Hey, Rodney, do you have another hour? Yep, that's the one I did.
Yeah.
And here's one I did for my wife.
Oh, that's nice. You know what?
I did that one for
Brad.
What is it?
Favor.
Yeah.
One of those. My stepdaughter would love that. If
okay.
You make one for I'll even pay you for it, brother.
Oh yeah. Hey, send me a message, Rodney, just as a reminder.
Okay.
Yep. I'll make one. I can do that. That one takes. Once I get the laser set up, I usually set that under the carport outside under the. That's one device you definitely don't want to have in the house unless you have it well ventilated, especially with cord coasters and anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that Mel could contest to this, but that's another conversation. But yeah, send me a message, Rodney, and I'll take care of that.
All right. Thanks
for having me, Rodney. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
Buddy. Anytime.
All right.
Mel, have a great day. Al, see you guys. Rodney.
You guys too.
Bye-bye.
Fly safe, friends.
Take care, everybody.
Rodney, thank you for letting me come in.
You're welcome, Mel. Anytime, brother. Anytime you want.
By the way, I'm digging that new little job at the hobby store.
Oh, good. Yeah, you did say you had another job.
Yeah, I started last Monday. I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I worked last night. And tonight I closed by myself for the first time. So we'll see how it goes.
Right. So,
yeah,
good deal. How's Tammy doing?
Same.
Okay.
No gains, not as many losses, so same.
All right. Well, cool.
But still doesn't have her disability coming in yet and stuff like that. So,
man.
So you know the stories.
Yep.
You've got a copy of the book. Anyway.
All right. So,
Al, we'll see you. Good talk to you.
Same here.
Take care.
Everybody in chat. Thanks, guys. Support Rodney's channel.
Yeah, please do. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, man. That helps so much on the algorithm.
Yeah, please.
That's absolutely right. And you know, he's I don't know if I need to tell y'all, but Rodney's definitely one of them special fellers.
Yeah, for sure.
And with that, I'm just going to click
special,
the
but
red
maybe
X.
not in the way you're thinking.
Do you want to go there?
No, not really. Bell, you take care, brother. Al, you have a good one, my friend.
Thank you.
Everybody in the chat, you all have a great day. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for all your support that you provide. And y'all take care. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, Sunday sunrise cruise, starting with Drone Bun, then me, if it's not raining, then Dennis Lovelady, and then on to Arkansas with Fly Natural, I hope, and then Chris Hope. You all take care. Have a good day. And Focus Samos, good morning. Sorry, but we're getting ready to leave. Anyway, y'all take care. Have a great day. Love y'all. Bye now.